see comic gun flipping around. Comic gun flipping around. I'm taking my time, I kick a car. But tell you something else. Oh no! I killed my friend.
Looking for manga and anime collectibles? We have manga, toy, anime collectibles, complete collections, and so much more at Ultimate Comics.
Welcome to Ultimate Comics. We're the biggest shop in North Carolina, which makes us your pop culture destination. We have everything from Funko Pops to sideshow collectibles, hot toys, graphic novels and manga, a whole room dedicated to back issues filled with keys, and a giant wall filled with new comics. So come on down and see all your friends at your friendly neighborhood Ultimate Comics.
Flipping around.
We have 3 shows a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on our Facebook page. We have key issues, sets, new books, hot variants, and I mean, we do special events all the time. We just had Tankers #1 signed by Rob Venditti available on the show, and we're actually getting those shipped out right now. We're a little bit behind schedule. How are you coming along with that, Rob? We gotta get these out.
Going as fast as I can. He's doing covers now? What the fuck? I love it.
Hey kids, want to hear about the best comic book show on YouTube? It's What to Pick Up This Week! Starring Harrison and Sienna from Ultimate Comics. Find out what books to grab each week, from the best stories to the hottest covers, and never be alone again!
What the first appearance this week? You were like,
Black Suit.
yeah. What? So what's coming out this week? Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics.
Big new release.
Start, yeah.
And they're also doing really cool 1 in 50 symbiote blanks.
Flipping through it, and the art looks phenomenal.
Everyone's gonna be after this. I'm sure it's gonna be double, triple ratio.
So nice!
Yeah, that's him writing it. He had the obviously really long-running Flash Rebirth series. James Herring does the Ultra Mega cover, and Tilly Walden and Charlie Adler both do Walking Dead covers.
It captures everything that I love about Superman, like that wish fulfillment, that hopefulness. It's fantastic.
You want photos or you want to kill him?
I want a shot. Some people want that.
Little Francis Hugh does a 1 in 25, and Pepe Larraz does that little sweet 1 in 50. So a lot of really.
You have options.
Number 1.
Both covers.
Well, it's gonna
1
have
in
a lower.
25 in the same.
It's gonna have a lower print run.
To do a really beautiful 1 in 25.
No one's gonna want that, though.
No, J. Scott Campbell.
J. Scott Campbell? Chewie is just like chucking Dingo.
A good horror book.
Yeah.
Which this is horror as well, and has to do with the legend of the Bunny Mask.
You get a gorgeous Peach Momoko aforementioned Scarlet Witch cover. Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. It is the Moon Knight exclusive by Joe Gisco.
Hey, please let us host the Eisners next year.
Rick and Morty comics. Like Die, like you.
1 in 50. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good. Now that's a look.
Now that's a
With
look.
the ears.
That's a look. All right.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you next week.
Just got
Mamo? Mamo?
Mamo.
Mamo?
Mamo.
Mamo?
Mamo.
Mamo?
Mamo.
Mamo?
Mamo. Mamo.
I wear my sunglasses anytime I
Boy. Boy.
Give him hell, the Mindbreaker!
Berserker, Boom Studios.
Mr. Eyebreath, I smell your eyebreath. Mr. Eyebreath, wandering down the avenue. Swinging a cane, feeling no pain. Mr. Eyebreath, I smell you.
But I raise my head from sorrow, and I look right to tomorrow. I look it in this one good eye, and I say, I'm Kid Country. Yeah.
Live.
We're live? How live are we, Dan?
100%.
100% absolutely positively live. Hello, I'm Victor Lewis. I love to walk almost off screen sometimes, but don't worry about that. Worry about what we're here to do this evening, which is the Ultimate Comics Live Show. Thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it. We're going to put a whole lot of comics up, and then we got some special events happening at the tail end of the show. It's in the comment, probably in the pinned comment, probably in the description, but who's dropping by, Dan?
We got Thomas Bishop saying hi to both of us. We got James Howard here.
I mean, I was talking about our special event at the end of the show.
Oh.
I mean, we could also just do a roll call.
Also, Matt Klein.
Yeah.
This is why they don't allow me to multitask.
So yeah, Matt Klein. Matt Klein's been coming by somewhere around 9. I say somewhere around because you know how talent can be, but that's more or less the promise. Believe me, you'll know when it's happening. My job is simply to convey to you that it's not right now. It is later. So now that that's out of the way, I've got other usual housekeeping things to do. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. The most important thing above all else is the form. The form is in the pinned comments. It's in the description of the video. It's where you put in all your vital information. And if you've been here before, recheck it right now, this moment, to make sure that it is all still correct. Because we're going to put comic books, and by we, I mean I, up here on A through I. These lots right here, you're going to claim those comic books by saying something about what it is, as well as the lot that it's on. That helps us identify things. Only so many comics and superheroes and whatnots in the world.
Yes,
specificity helps.
We are requiring that. So, like I said, letter, name of the book, something to go off of, or I will just ignore that comment. And also, same with offers. Do the same thing with offers, letter, and then some sort of identifier what the book is.
Well, because I don't want to ping you for $10 for something that you don't actually want. 10 or greater. Lord knows we have more expensive things here on the show tonight.
This is true.
Which, yeah, put comics up, you claim them, your form tells us where they go, you tell us what you want. The next step in that process is probably shipping. $8 flat rate shipping all the time. We got the inflation adjustment special. We're combining invoices and shipping. Shipping is still $8. Dan's going to have a hell of a time putting all that together, which, I mean, yeah, everyone send like a spirit bomb worth of energy and power to Dan as he takes on the titanic task of organizing all that. We do have a layaway program as well. Oh, yeah, there's a pile. You can't see it. I can see it. You can't see it. Warehouse secrets. Anyway, we also have a layaway program. Some higher price items can and will show up on the show. We have a personally involved layaway program. It's not through any third parties. It's just through Ultimate Comics. You do a 10% down payment, 15% payments across 6 months. No interest, no nothing. Just a nice, easy, friendly deal like the old comics general store that your grandpappy went to once upon a time. You can only have one of those layaways open at any given moment. So if something pops up tonight that you're interested in and would like to put on layaway, but you have a layaway open, send us a message. We'll get you sorted. We'll get it paid off. We'll open up a brand new one. Last but certainly not least is the share prize. Dan, what's our share prize tonight?
It's
Matt Klein. He's coming by at 9.
It's the Ultimate Comics exclusive for Ghost Rider #1.
Hell
It's the
yeah.
Mike McCone Ghost Rider frame
And
exclusive.
that can be yours. That retro frame Ghost Rider Ultimate Comics exclusive can be yours for free. All you have to do is share the link to this here show publicly. Publicly share the link. That's the most important part of the sharing process. We need to see it. Also, please do your best to keep me updated on Durham Bull scores. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and start putting up some comics. Let's do some stuff. I'm going to kick us off with a little bit of Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu specifically, the 6th issue, simply because I like the cover.
So rad.
Near mint condition, $15. Yeah, the painting style stuff gets me. I'm a simple man. Simple tastes.
I feel that. Plus, I mean, just the juxtaposition of Moon Knight and like the snow.
Yeah.
It's so cool looking. You don't see it that often.
Some research material, the Spawn Bible.
Ah, the Spible's back.
The Spibble has returned. Also in near mint condition is $12 on B for Bible.
Some of our longtime viewers might remember the Spibble. It used to always show up in any of our shows.
The Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade from Mr. Frank Miller had a very cool, almost Serious House on Serious Earth style Sienkiewicz cover. A 1:25 ratio. It's a near mint condition. It's $20. We'll put that on C. C for crazy. First set of the evening is going to go down on D, which, I mean, I guess I probably should fan it out, right? It's the Origin series, 1 through 6, detailing the origin of Wolverine with a series of dramatic, almost like Grapes of Wrath style covers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dramatic Casada artwork. 6 issues, complete series, near mint condition, $28 for the lot of it on D. Something kind of cool, a little bit weird. The Ash Can edition of Midnight Suns. More dramatic Ghost Rider action to go along with our share prize for the evening.
Oh, that's cool.
Near mint, $10 on E.
No plans on a new intro yet, but we will for sure have to get Victor in that one whenever we do make it.
I don't know, I kind of like that I'm still sort of a ringer. Superboy issue 131 has Superboy getting the brakes beat off him by a bunch of disembodied arms. I thought it was funny. It's in good condition. It made me think of Nathan Fillion's The Detachable Kid.
Yes.
The noises he makes as his arms are floating away slow. That's what I was thinking about.
That's great.
I don't know shit about it, but I'm a sucker for skulls. Beware the Man with the Stolen Soul. Stalker. Issue 1. Wow, I said stalker instead of just stalker like a normal person. Either way, let's not worry about how I pronounce things. And let's just really bask in the $5 price point of the first issue of Stalker, the Man with the Stolen Soul. Stolen Soul, Jesus. Man, we're having a great time already.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. Crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
Smashed it.
Marvel Voices had a Peach Momoko 1:50 ratio variant that beats ass, as most Momoko artwork does. We featured her a lot last night on the Variant Show. Were you here on the Variant Show?
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Momoko covers where Marvel actually lets her do more of her horror sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Her first, actual piece of art was in Heavy Metal Magazine.
Was it?
Yeah. It's real fucking creepy.
I believe it.
Detective Comics issues 608 and 609 are the first appearance of Anarchy. Fucking V for Vendetta head-ass ripoff.
Oh, really?
Both of these issues, very fine, near mint condition. A 2-issue Batman first appearance set, just $16 on I.
James says that the Marvel Voices cover needs googly eyes.
To be perfectly honest, most things need googly eyes.
Hey, you seen?
If I learned anything from Everything Everywhere All at Once,
That's what I was about to say.
googly eyes do you a world of good.
Yeah. Have you ever checked out Peach's Instagram too? She posts some of her.
No.
Yeah, she posts some creepy stuff on there.
Oh hell yeah! All right, well, Moon Knight's pretty rad. See, I have to decide who's getting off the board. I guess these are all winners. I mean, I didn't pick them for no damn reason. So I'll take Moon Knight down, we'll replace A, and just start going back across.
All
right. We're going to replace that with a 3-issue set of the Call of Duty 911. Not the Call of Duty you're thinking of, a completely different one. These are 3 first issues of 3 series detailing first responders, firefighters, EMTs, and cops. They're all David Finch covers as well. So here's a nice little 3-issue set. $6, real cheap on A. I'll even fan it out a little bit so you can always know that it's 3 issues. I guess the Spibble
Guess so.
is
Man.
probably going to go.
Nobody wants a piece of ultimate history. Gotta assume they just already have their.
Yeah, I just assume everyone has their government-issued Spibble. Thanks, Joe Biden, for sending me my personal Spawn Bible. A partnership that will live on for the ages. The Biden administration and Todd McFarlane. Predator handshake meme. Submariner issue 60. No Namor actually in the title. He's just there, and he's invading the surface world. Very fine near mint condition for Submariner issue 60. $40 on it. On B. B for Beneath the Waves.
I still can't get over how we just learned a couple of weeks ago that Namor was just Roman backwards. I was like, what?
Yep. A very practical variant cover, which I feel like you don't see particularly often. On Cable, issue 150, you have a very helpful guide from Chip Zdarsky on how to draw Cable.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is rad. If you read comic books / have read them for any amount of time, I know for a fact that you had one of those how to draw books at some point in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I had one. It didn't teach me shit.
See, whether or not you cracked it open any
Yeah.
or not, too.
Well, I like Origins too much to just take it down.
Yeah, I mean, we learned anything from last night.
Right?
In a world.
I need Origins for my Origins. We'll leave the Ghost Rider Ashcan because it's cool. We'll take down our 2 most niche things on F and G. Superboy getting beat up by a bunch of fists, and also the man with a stolen soul. Stalker, as I'm going to, I guess, say it for the rest of my life. We're going to replace it with Detective Comics featuring Batman 682 from the Chuck Dixon era and a sweet-ass cover, slightly raised.
Oh, wait, isn't that one slightly embossed?
Yeah, it is slightly embossed. It's nice. Your mint condition, just $4 on it. I've picked that up recently. The on it, it's a habit I need to break before it gets any worse. Image Comics Street Fighter is something that's proving to be a whole lot of fun. The 3rd issue of that Street Fighter line is in very fine near mint condition for $5 here on G. G for getting your ass beat. Something goes. Man. I mean, I'm feeling kind of biased. I kind of want it to be the Call of Duty 911. The least superhero thing of all on the board. Well, some would say first responders are the real heroes. That's right. Let's see what I got here in the back. Put down another vintage, old-timey comic. Justice League of America, issue 16. I wish I knew this villain's name who was playing a pipe organ and putting everybody in bubbles. It's pretty sick. Fine minus condition, $40 for this one. It is very much a classic roster. I like that the Flash is trying to run out of his bubble. No one else is really trying to pop it, it seems. They're just sort of maintaining. Well, no, Hal is firing beams into it. That totally counts. That totally counts. He is trying to get out of that bubble.
Right. As a reminder, when making claims and offers, please make sure you're doing the letter and the name of the book or some sort of identifier.
Ooh, that means somebody was trying to make a claim and or offer. Might have to give you time to try again before I move anything else off the board. Because the lack of interest put me right toward a full board refresh. Don't necessarily want to do that if somebody's interested.
Would you do the Wolverine Origins on D for 23? Got it 28?
Yeah,
George.
I think that's fair.
Sweet. Man, I remember getting that Detective Comics Anarchy set in one of those like Walmart comic packs way back in the day. Paul wants to know, what is Vic's favorite MLB team?
I don't particularly watch pro baseball. I just like living in Durham and being passionate about the Durham Bulls. So I suppose my favorite MLB team would have to be the Rays, since we're a farm team. Like that, I just have to keep the loyalty going, which means it's also occasionally a pretty hard life out here.
Number and condition on B.
Issue 60. Condition very fine near mint.
Yeah, nice high grade copy.
Well, I've got some stuff back here that I need more time to look at before I actually put it up. So, tell you what. I'm going to do a nice tried and true Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, specifically the first issue from Image Comics, continuing the canon from the original Mirage series. But yeah, you know who the Turtles are. This is when they came to Image and continued their ongoing story. First issue, $40, near mint condition. And now is the part where I'm going to leave these high-quality comic books up on the board just for a second to fully examine from Spire Christian Comics, Hansi, the girl who loved the swastika. Because this was in the box. And you're not going to put Hansi, the girl who loved the swastika, in the box and not expect me to open it up and take a look at it. I'm very curious. Is this a pro-Nazi comic? What in the world are we looking at?
Maria was a Czechoslovakian girl who became a Nazi during World War II, got forced into a Russian labor camp, and eventually found her way to America and the Christian faith.
Wow.
And James says, I hated the Braves when the Bulls were a farm team for them.
They're wasting all my players. Wow. Okay. This is a very intense book. I know that just by flipping through it. So we're going to put up Hansi, the girl who loved the swastika. It's going to swap out for... We're going to start on Street Fighter. Put down Hansi. And I specifically, when I took that out, was just like, what in the world am I looking at? I wanted to pair it with a couple things, namely Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, issue 60. Really taste-making here. Fine, very fine condition, $12, replacing the Momoko.
Yep.
And then on I, since that starts during World War II and ends in the Cold War because it's an aggressively anti-Soviet comic as well, I'm going to put down The Man from U.N.C.L.E. as a second part. The gold key Man from U.N.C.L.E., obviously, the 18th issue. A photo cover in very good condition, $12. Thus taking me, I guess it's probably ash can time. I'll replace the ash can with something else that's real weird. Not that ash cans are weird, they're just, non-standard for what we typically do here. This, for $18, still sealed, is a post-serial Justice League superhero thing giveaway from 1979. Is that good enough in frame that you can see this cereal box prize?
Yeah,
it's a cereal box prize.
Great.
It's a tiny little comic featuring the Justice League, Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, starring in Prisoner of the Stars. Comic brought to you by General Mills. Is Post owned by General Mills or is Post its own thing? I can never really remember.
So got an offer for you.
Cool. What we got?
Would you do Submariner on B for 26? You have it at 40 for Alan.
Do it for a flat 30, $10 off.
And then what issue is on A?
A, Justice League of America, issue 16. In fine minus condition. Now whenever I do offers, I've said it on the show before, but I always think of the sign on half. I cut it in half. Except I don't cut it in half. I cut it by 25%. Or $5 a lot of the time. I just like 5. 5's a good number. Usually have my television set in multiples of 5.
James says Post, General Mills, and General Foods are the big 3 brands.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Post, General Mills, and General Foods? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What is General Foods?
Is that Kellogg's? I don't remember how this works.
I mean, honestly, at any given company, you can throw a dart and either Nestle or Disney owns it. Like one of those two.
It's just G's just a rare book. It's not one that people really kept. Low print run.
High niche interest for anyone who's collecting things like that. Yeah, Dan's right. It's just a rare book.
He's countering your 30 with 29 for that Submariner.
That seems like a spiteful $1 counter to me personally. But, I mean, fuck it. Fine.
All right. Submariner's going to Alan.
We're still early in the show, so my energy is high. I'm ready to tolerate all manner of nonsense.
Okay. Plus, you got a little bit less time, so you can go through stuff a little bit faster too, if you would like.
Damn, that's true. All right, we put out this Chris Claremont, Frank Miller Wolverine, the original 1984 miniseries collected in a trade paperback. But while it's cool, look at that back cover.
Dang.
Yeah.
I actually picked that up a few months ago. Same book.
And put that down. Probably take the Chip Zdarsky how to draw cable off.
Nobody wants to learn how to draw cable.
Nobody wants to learn how to draw cable? That's insane. Cable's probably one of the cooler heroes to come out of his era of comics.
Yeah, honestly.
Yo, everybody loves a time traveling cyborg, dude. It's rad as hell. That is way too many post-it notes. We'll do that later. After I've had a chance to read all those post-it notes. Something's in the axe. I gotta figure out what it's going to be. I mean, is it going to be Hansi? We kind of did just put that down for fun. I'll replace it with the amazing Mary Jane, the first issue specifically, with this Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy variant cover, a 1 in 100 for $60.
All right. I'm going to ask you an opinion question real quick.
I will do my best.
Do you count that free as an identifier for the book?
I mean,
because
it's clear what it is.
That will be my deciding factor for who picks that up.
No, I don't count free because you wouldn't say $6 on B. That wouldn't count, right?
Yeah, that was my thought process too. I just wanted to get some consensus so I'm not just saying things. So the first person then to claim that the book on C with the identifier and the letter is Bernie Keeney.
Well, this is the upside down minimal trade dress variant for Batman 89 number 2. I mean, that's how it is on the shelf, but that's how it really is when you look at the actual trade dress. It's a very cool thing. This is my personal gift from you. This did not come from the Ultimate Comics Warehouse. It came from Victor's warehouse, a.k.a. his home. Because I was organizing my comics, and I have 2 copies of that for some reason. And I don't need 2 copies, so now you have a copy.
Nice.
We had a little bit of Momoko. I want to do some fancier Momoko, because we talked about how dope this costume is. But rendered in Momoko style, the Devil's Reign number 1, Peach Momoko 1 in 200 Virgin variant. It's pretty fucking fire, as is the Electro Daredevil. So we'll put this down near mint plus condition, $150.
Bernie, who got that Batman, said, I'm such a rule follower. And Paul says that was nice of you, Vic.
I mean, my philosophy normally is if I got it, you got it. Life's easier when you take care of people.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna find something real cool. Nobody thinks Ultraverse is cool except for me, so we just gotta skip on past that. The world's only Ultraverse fan. Tell you what, we'll do Old Timey Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol issue 91, in which they're facing down the Masters of Plastic Men.
James Howard, you still here? I almost put a picture of that one in the group for you specifically.
Yeah, yo, is there a Doom Patrol guy?
Well, he made a post in the Facebook group a couple weeks ago that one of his friends made him like a pendant, and he couldn't figure out what it looked like. And then it ends up like it looks just like that dude's face in the monitor.
So we saw this slab yesterday, but I'm gonna put it back up. I'm gonna put up the Danger Girl #1, the specific Chromium Edition variant, CGC graded at a 9.4. It's, if you don't know what Danger Girl is, I mean, it got a PlayStation game, like original PlayStation.
Yeah.
So it's a little old at this point, but hey, J. Scott Campbell wanted to prove to the world that he did more than just draw cheesecake, so he drew cheesecake and a Charlie's Angels spy team. And unfortunately, Danger Girl is not bad. It kind of hurts to admit, because when you read stuff like that, people always just raise like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson eyebrows and be like, I'm sure the story is good. But yo, Danger Girl's a fun comic.
Keep an eye out for any other Batman 89, anything Michael Keaton Batman related.
I haven't seen any of that in these boxes ever.
Yeah, I didn't.
And like those are new comics.
Occasionally we'll have like the comic special or whatever from like Batman Returns. But yeah, I don't think I've seen anything else recently.
Yeah, like I said, that shit came from my house. Because I have been reading that line hot off the presses. And I've really enjoyed my time with it. It did almost like White Knight style stuff. Of here's an alternate universe that you're really going to enjoy sinking your teeth into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giant-sized Conan the Barbarian, specifically the second issue featuring the Haunter of the Pit, which is kind of just a gorilla. Fine, very fine condition, $10.
What is on I?
I is the Chromium edition of Danger Girl #1, J. Scott Campbell's personal one-man passion project.
CGC 9.4. Yeah,
That's so correct.
It's so shiny that it just reflects more than a normal slab would.
Oh no! If I stand it up, no, it's already all the way up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's visible enough. It's just a little bit trickier.
Also, my official commitment after last night is that if I knock anything over, I will instantly leave the live show, never to return.
Oh no!
That is my personal commitment. I have an allotment of knocking down one thing every 2 weeks. I knocked down 2 things last night, one of which was a slab. So,
Alan is picking up that Conan on H.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Dan play me out with the Incredible Hulk walking music.
Then afterwards, somehow make the show work.
I finally finished DuckTales, so I'm feeling a little bit more charitable toward Gold Key Walt Disney Comics. So Gold Key Disney Comics and Stories, issue 270, with the stories Donald Duck and the Jinx Jalopy Race, Mickey Mouse, A Bear for Business, and Ludwig von Drake, Bird Brain of the Year. Gold Key Disney Comics in good condition for just $4.
Man, that DuckTales show is so much better than It needed to be.
Agreed. They really didn't have to go that hard. It's like those memes about Dean Evans writing Super Nintendo soundtracks for the Flintstones and whatnot. Yo, they didn't have to go that hard. They truly didn't. But they bring in Rescue Rangers and Tailspin and Darkwing and Gizmo Duck. It's all here. We did it all because we know we're never going to get the money or the time to do any of this ever again.
And that cast, too, is insane.
Unimpeachable. Anytime you put David Tennant and Catherine Tate together, shit is about to go off.
Yes.
Superboy issue 161, one of my favorite covers. We've covered this on the live show before, pun entirely intended. Just love superheroes quitting being superheroes and dramatically throwing their costume away. We all know you're going to come pick it up later, dude. Fine condition, $10 on H. Well, technically Turtles has been here the longest.
Yeah.
I will replace it with a set from Mr. Comics. Well, I guess that is publisher, sure. Revolution on the Planet of the Apes, issues 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, that's an ape and a fighter jet. 3, 4, 5, and 6. An explosive final issue to boot. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully I'm not standing in the way.
It's mostly glare from back there.
That's a shame. Well, I mean, I can hold on. We can do close looks if you want it. Either way, issues 1 through 6 in near mint condition are $100. The post-it note for this actually literally says, incredibly rare. I've actually never seen this full set before.
Damn.
So.
That's coming from Tarny, who's seen a lot.
He's seen a lot. More than most men. I will fan these out so we know it's a set. And if you want to see stuff or talk about it further, we can certainly do so.
But anything you guys are looking out for tonight as well, let us know. We can start looking through those boxes.
Yeah, I'll do my best to find things. Tell you what, I'll swap out that Danger Girl. We'll keep it going relatively early. Slab for slab. Just gotta figure out which of these things I want to put up first. I definitely want to save that one because it's cool. Yeah, I'll put this one up. We have a Disney comic up. Why not a comparable property? Animaniacs number 9. Dave King stories with a Pulp Fiction movie poster homage cover. CGC graded at a 9.6.
That's awesome.
Slabbed, homaged, and $100 on I. Take off my ball cap. Hang it over here on a stack of chairs.
That is somehow conveniently hidden.
How's my hair look? Does it look insane?
Oh, it's good.
Nice. Knight Rider issue 3. It's Sinister Stalker versus Six Gun Spectre in the cunningly crafty Cougar Circus of Fear. By description alone, this shit obviously owns. Very fine minus $32 on B. B for Guns Blaze in Action. Probably got a clean house in a couple places. Let's see. I'll take down Disney and Momoko and Doom Patrol and Batman. And I will replace them with the second print variant of the first issue of Monstrous. Comic that I exclusively buy the omnibuses of. $200. It was just because I want to read it all in one go. I don't feel like waiting. I don't want to. Daredevil issue 196 featuring Wolverine.
Yeah.
Very fine near mint, $15.
The thing about Monsters too is like you'll see how gorgeous those covers are. That is the interior artwork. The book looks that good.
It never looks any different. It's so dope. The Uncanny X-Men issue 123, featuring the Amazing Spider-Man and Arcade's Murder World. Very fine plus condition. $40 on E.
Anything ASM 252, that would definitely be a preview book. I'm pretty sure we've sold out of our 129 reprints so far. And if we have any Moon Knight Volume 1, I don't know that we have any of those in the boxes since the Moon Knight special a little while ago.
We did have that big old Moon Knight special, approved by the Comics Code Authority from Entertaining? That is what that says. An entertaining comic. That is the brand. Entertaining Comics. This is an entertaining comic. It's the 5th issue of MD, which also happens to be the final issue. It is a 1955 joint.
That's cool.
Yeah, like it features a post-CCA medical drama. The cover is detached, which puts it in just fair condition. But yeah, that's a fascinating piece of procedural drama history. $40 for it here on F.
No, the Moon Knight special was a little bit before the anniversary show, because it was about towards the end of when that show was airing. James is updating you. Bulls are up 1-0 in the 4th.
Yeah. May we bring down the despicable Norfolk Tides.
And Jen, I do believe that's correct. Multiple Eisner nominations for the Monsters team.
When you're producing a product like that, there damn well better be.
For real. I got an offer for you.
Ooh, what are we working with?
Alan wants to know if you do Knight Rider on B for 23 of it 32. Inverting those numbers there.
Clever. I'll do it for a clean 25. Multiples of 5. We love multiples of 5.
A is the second print, correct?
It is.
Significantly lower print run.
In good condition, because there's certainly some wear and tear on the cover, World's Finest, issue 186, in which Batman is being accused of witchcraft and literally put in the stocks. $5 for the Bat Witch Must Burn. And I found a little tiny bit of Moon Knight with purposefully abstract covers that I think are pretty cool. Mark Spector, Moon Knight, issue 28. Very fine condition on it. $6.
All right, deal for Knight Rider.
Cool. I'll swap it out with the Incredible Hulk, issues 311. Should get real tribal in the Incredible Hulk. Fine condition, $6. On B, I guess Animaniacs Lab can return to the ether from which it came. Whence? From whence it came? Yes, probably what I wanted to say. Kind of relating to old notable books, True Crime, War Against Crime, issue 5, another entertaining comic, real stories from police records. Similarly old, in good condition, $160.
I know, so they can be like, based on a true story.
The terrifying origin.
Yeah. Always comes back to the origin.
It does always come back to the origin. We'll take Planet of the Apes down. Also get X-Men. Fuck it, we'll do Wolverine too. Just open up some spots. The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 305, California Schemin'. Pretty sure that's Prowler. Who else would that be in purple?
Oh, that's definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Prowler, right? It's in fine condition. It's $5. Hitting the more affordable stride here. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, issue 42. 3 were AWOL and the bombshell bonus. Fine plus condition, $12 on D. And I should have one more spot open. I do. It's E. I remember seeing this thing for the first time. Graphic novel series Golgo 13. Number 1, The Impossible Hit. Hey, man, Google this. Look this up and tell me that shit is not cool.
Oh, yeah. It's black and white manga style.
Like Hitman stories.
Yeah, it makes me think of like Lupin the Third.
Yeah, except way more killing. It's very cool. I like it a lot.
Keep an eye out for some Phantom Stranger. I don't think I've seen Dr. Fate or Zatanna recently, though.
I have not. I would have noticed some Dr. Fate and Zatanna as well. I like DC Magic Heroes. Justice League Dark is some shit that I'm super into.
Oh, for sure. James came back and said that anime was so cringy.
What was Lupin?
Lupin.
Wrong. Incorrect.
All right, you got like a Studio Ghibli movie, like.
I think Miyazaki's first proper film was Lupin the Third. Fact check me on that.
That might be.
If you would.
Man, have you ever seen the?
Because his first one with Ghibli is Nausicaa. No, it's not. Actually, I think it might be Castle in the Sky. Damn, what is the first one with Ghibli? I'm getting my history all fucked up. I was trying to choose a comic to take down, and I started thinking about anime. A consistent problem in my life.
Have you seen the video of the? It looks like interns or some people are showing Miyazaki this like AI visual thing they had been creating that was supposed to be showing basically something that would you put in a zombie game. It's like this body that's moving around in like erratic motions, and he basically is like, I've lost all faith in humanity from what? Yeah, he hit them so hard.
Captain Atom, issue 85. Hell yeah. I really had to look for that. My eyes were straining on this one. The strings of Punch and Jewel, as well as more of the all-new Blue Beetle. It is the first Punch and Jewel, but more importantly, it is the third Ted Cord Blue Beetle. Very good, very good. Plus $50 on A. And Untold Legends of the Batman, issue 1. I like that there's a meta commentary here with Joker and the Penguin. This book will tell us everything we need to defeat Batman. It's very funny. They're stealing the comic itself. Very fine, near mint, $5 on F.
All right, so are we looking at first feature film period or first feature film with Ghibli?
First feature film period.
Looks like his first film was Doggy March in '63.
Oh, come on.
Then Gulliver's Travels Beyond the Moon in '65.
Spawn, issue 236, features a battle for the costume. Near mint condition, notable Spawn issue, $42 on G. Now, I've got a lot.
Lupin was his first directed work. Not
His first
work.
directed work.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't have to just take the L on that. I'm grateful.
I was in the wrong spot.
Okay. I was curious about why this is so long, and now I know. So the Dark Horse Star Wars, specifically Star Wars Darth Maul, the third issue has a cover artist that you know whether you know his name or not, Drew Struzan. He signed this. He signed this book. He drew this cover. You know his artwork because he's done a shitload of movie posters. I'm going to read a few of them, but not all. from this. Adventures in Babysitting, An American Tale, Angels in the Outfield, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, Big Trouble in Little China, Blade Runner, Cannonball Run, Coming to America, E.T., Rambo, First Blood, The Flintstones, Green Mile, The Muppets, literally every single Harry Potter movie, Hellboy, Hocus Pocus, Hook, all the Indiana Joneses, Police Academy, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, Star Wars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Tarzan, The Mist, The Thing, The Walking Dead, and yeah, a lot more. Drew Struzan, Struzan. Google his name. He drew this and then subsequently signed it, and it's $75, and it's replacing Moon Knight on H.
Yeah, Carrie's probably the best store. If you're going to visit, Carrie would be the one to go to. They also have the biggest back issue room in the state.
The biggest back issue room in the state? Is that facts? Do we have that verified?
I don't know if it's verified, but it's might as well be.
Well, someone's getting swapped out. What do you think, Dan? Probably War Against Crime.
Probably, yeah.
Change that out for Action Comics 375. Superman and Supergirl in The Big Forget. When Clark forgets why he's wearing this dumbass costume. It's in good condition, and it's $5. And it's on high. Notice how I have not knocked anything down. Please clap.
Try not to throw my phone, which is a customary thing, but
see, all we can do is try and be better day by day, Dan.
Oh man, that Hansi comic we had up a little while ago, that was at 60, I believe.
It was at 60.
Jen's following up with the biggest organized back issue room in the state. Emphasis on organized. And she threw in some claps for you.
Thank you.
I'm almost out of coffee.
Appreciate the support. Book 2 of The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, has a very cool Jim Lee cover at a shocking 1 in 500 ratio. In near mint condition, this Jim Lee Dark Knight 3 ratio cover is going to be $300. And it's going to go here.
We got some claps from Michelle as well.
Thank you, Michelle.
Would you do action on I for 3? Give it at 5 for James Howard.
Yeah, sure. That sounds fair to me.
So I was going to say, if it helps, he's the one that gave you the score update for the Bulls.
I try not to pick favorites. I'm not going to say that wouldn't have helped, but yeah. Which one? The action on I?
Yep. Oh, he wanted the no, sorry, this is good. David was wanting the cover price on that Hansi from earlier. I think it's 39 cent. Not what we have it for, but the initial.
Yeah, like I think it was a 30 something. Let's go look.
Yeah, double check.
Yeah, 39 cents. I'm just going to hold it up so we can get a nice little refreshing look at it.
There she is.
Do a little bit of housekeeping.
What's the condition on it?
Very good. Very good find. One of the mini sets that we had for a hot minute, and now we're slowly bringing back the Detective Comics Batman, Chuck Dixon, 683 and 684, a two-parter Penguin story. Packaged here for your convenience in near mint condition for $6. You want to read Chuck Dixon Batman? There you go. Easy. I'm going to pair it with a similar packaging, Detective Comics 644 to 646, Electric City Parts 1 through 3. You got two guesses who that Robin is, and the first two don't count. Near mint condition, $10. So about the Howlin' Commandos here at the very end with an 80-page giant Justice League of America first issue, because it's just fun to look at.
That's really cool.
Near mint condition, $5. And since I is empty, I'm going to fill it with the Justice League of America Wedding Special, with the bachelor and bachelorette parties included. $4 near mint condition on I.
There might still be some Harley in the box somewhere, but we've been going through that quite a bit. Especially with the Batman special that we just had too.
Yeah. Harley's always kind of a people's champion.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll do a real quick flip. Nothing too serious, just because I'm looking for stuff in general. Oh. Well, that's rad.
Any Vampirilla or Red Sonja?
I have not seen either. You know, we don't really see a lot of Vampirella here in the boxes.
Yeah, a lot of that kind of gets relegated to the Halloween shows. And then, I mean, obviously we go through the current stuff.
I am stoked about the Halloween show.
I know, right?
Take down Spawn and replace it with Jeff Lemire Moon Knight. Specifically the first issue and the first appearance of Dr. Emmett. Near mint condition, $35 on G. Adam can stay for a while longer. I'll get this Batman out of here. And put down a volume 1 through 3 trade paperback collection of Fables. Which, that's a pretty good way to get started with Fables, man. Especially for $20. Let's go.
For real.
Yeah.
First 3 complete story arcs there. Let's see. The Batman that you had on F.
Mm-hmm.
Do 3 for it. You had it at a number.
I had it at 5. If somebody's offering 3, I'll take it.
All right, so let's go into Jason.
While I'm here, let's find some stuff to take down. We'll do Jim Lee. We'll do Adam. I'm kind of curious to open this up, but it does describe what's on it, so maybe I shouldn't. The Spider-Man Keepsake Collection 2 by Todd McFarlane. Our homie Todd. So this is sealed. I actually can't open it. Never mind. Fuck me. There is a sticker on it. Tamper proof. Thou shalt not, and I will not. But Todd McFarlane would like to tell you the contents of this. By Todd McFarlane, including an original piece of artwork, this is the second series to celebrate the highest-selling comic in the market. The Iraq Knight collection consists of 5 giant 6x9 black and white trading cards of the covers from number 6 to number 10, plus an original McFarlane Spider-Man first featured in the McFarlane Trading Card Series 1. The same 6 pieces of art done in full color 2 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches, trading card size on 1 press sheet, a limited printing of 5,000 numbered sets, packed in a specially printed collector's envelope. I read that exactly how Todd presented it to you. So, for $75, take home a piece of Todd McFarlane Iraq Knight history. Brand new, untouched by my hands or any others.
Jen is saying that Katie and Alan met Todd at D23 and said he was really nice.
I mean, I'm sure. He knows that you're his source of income.
Yeah.
And he also runs a comic business, and nobody wants to get Clayton Craned these days, now do we? Little joke if you keep up with the industry drama.
And that Fables is trade paperback volumes
1 through 3. Hell yeah. E is open, so I'm going to put on E the first collector's issue of Deadpool from January 1997. A giant-sized, wisecracking Rip Storton premiere issue of Marvel's first Merc with a monthly. See what they did there? It's in near mint condition, and it's $100.
No one going for that signed Darth Maul?
Right? It is a striking piece of work, too.
That first issue of Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight, that Craig Smallwood artwork, so good.
Yeah, all those covers are attention getters.
Yeah.
I like them. Okay. Well, I got 2 things. So I'll take 2 things off the board. It'll probably be our 2 Detective Comic sets.
Yeah. You guys Batman out after the Batman special?
Which I didn't even clock that it was going to be a Batman Day special, even though if I had done even the slightest bit of show prep or anything, I would have known. Like, I should have been wearing a Batman shirt. I did not. Ghost Rider and Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance, featuring the return of Mephisto, the Attack on the Carnival, and Steel Vengeance returning, the 7th issue. Very fine condition, just $5. On B for Blaze. And historically interesting, Power Man and Iron Fist 66th issue features the 2nd appearance of Sabretooth. Very fine near mint condition, and $50 for the 2nd appearance of Sabretooth.
Smiley says Baxter Clayton won't be doing CGC anytime soon.
I believe you are correct. He has places to hide out. Quality time to spend. New relationships to forge.
Oh no.
Well, probably not new.
Yeah.
The all-new adventures of Bomba, the Jungle Boy, issue 6, and a crazy crystal ball green cover. Very good condition, $5 on D. Wish I had some sort of pun or letter-related thing for that, but unfortunately I do not. Superman issue 163, one of my favorite genres of this era of comics, when there's just some buster. Superman's just like, oh, I guess the world doesn't need me anymore. There's another better hero in town. This time it's Wonder Man. I'm sure Wonder Man will collapse in fantastic fashion at some point. You can find out how for $25. I might just grab a random stack. That kind of worked out for me yesterday, just getting a grab bag.
Yeah.
And then going through. Let's see, is there anything up here that really needs to stay at the moment? Because if not, I might just do a board reset. Fables is a solid deal. F for Fables, $20 for 3 trade paperbacks. I guess the bottom row is kind of where the real shit is at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to change out the top row. We'll just go ahead and swap it, starting with A.
That Bomba on D is a Jack Sparling cover.
Cool.
Yeah, Jim's saying it looks kind of like a Carmen Infantino.
Daredevil, issue 190, a double-sized issue where some significant shit is going down. Very fine condition, $5 for it on A. Swapping B, as we do our board reset, for Tom Skinner, Up from Harlem, also a Spire Christian Comics joint. This one I am too scared to open. Fine minus condition, $6. Why don't you find out what's in there?
All right, Dustin's picking up Daredevil on A.
Fighting Forces featuring the losers. 166. Thing is clearly popping off. Very good, fine condition, $4. This A just got cleared. It fits in neatly. Similar World War II themed comics, DC Blitzkrieg issue 5. Look at that shit. Good condition, $4. Cool looking war comics. Bomba is getting the axe. You can box Necro if you want. Otherwise, we're continuing our war comic theme here with Star Spangled War Stories featuring the Unknown Soldier, issue 196. Definitely feels like I'm compensating for the girl who loved the swastika early in the show, but that's kind of between me and God at this point.
Guy McLeod wants to know if you would do B for 3, but it's 6.
That sounds pretty fair to me.
Oh, listen, I know.
Do you?
Yeah, I've read this.
Yeah?
Not it. Well, hey, man, listen. I have a couple of the Spire Christian comics. There's one about like a street preacher who's stopping gang violence. It's pretty good. And there's one that imagines the Holocaust happened to Christians.
Woo!
They come up with their own Star of David and all sorts of good.
Oh no!
Yes, little alternate history.
Oh, all right. I need to do stuff to clear my brain. I need Strange Adventures 239, which we got a whole talking monkey attempting to prove his innocence. Very good, plus $4 on B. I did take E off, right? Yeah, because we're still working on the board reset with the old timey comics. Action Comics 339, a special Double Trouble issue with the Kryptonite Cage and everything. Good condition, $8 on E. These Fable trades are going to find a new home elsewhere, which is still a little bit shocking to me.
Very surprising, yeah.
I'll put them in the mystery trade box. And we're definitely going to talk about them later. A little bit more Man from Uncle. The Man from Uncle. Issue number 3. Hell yeah. The back cover has some water damage, which is unfortunate, putting this in a fair condition in just $5. F for fair.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Fables 2, it was kind of like Once Upon a Time before Once Upon a Time.
It was the saga of its age.
Yeah.
It's the comic everybody was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Which related. Do you remember Unwritten? Did you ever read Unwritten?
I haven't read it, but I do know. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was talking about that shit.
Yup.
Amazing Heroes issue 42 from March of 1984. Very fine near mint condition, $5. This Darth Maul is something that I'm, again, surprised stayed around this long.
Same.
Star Hunters issue 1 from DC Comics. It sort of strikes me a little bit like Starstruck, but kind of worse. Very fine near mint condition, $5. No.
No.
It's signed by Drew Struzan.
Oh, I did the whole thing.
The movie poster king.
Yeah, the movie poster king.
Every movie
And you can clearly
see.
can clearly see his 80s movie poster mastery on display.
Absolutely.
And it's signed.
Incredible.
Yo, he's the Back to the Future guy.
Yeah, man.
He's the Indiana Jones guy. Anytime you see some shit that
Goonies.
looks like it's old artwork, but it's not, and it's from the 80s, it is Struzan.
He did the first Harry Potter. His original art at minimum $15,000. I was looking at his website today to see what's the cheapest you can get his signature, and it's like $150 from his website. So wow, what you have it at 50?
I mean 75.
75? What a deal! It's half off.
I is currently unoccupied. You know what? Fuck it. We ball. Struzan's back. It's on I. This is a second chance.
Man, listen.
He's here for a limited time only.
That's Tommy Lee Edwards' favorite artist.
His favorite artist of all time?
You can see his inspiration there, for sure.
That definitely comes through.
Tommy Lee, of course, the incredible artist of our exclusive Bounty Hunters variant.
And a whole bunch of Star Wars commercial art. He's a consultant on shit. And that's his favorite of all time.
It's worth at least 80.
You got a couple offers for you.
If they're for the Struzen book, I swear to God.
One is.
I got
Okay.
that silver tongue.
Yeah, clearly.
So James Howard wants to know if you would do action on E for 4, you have it to 8.
I cut it in half. Sure, let's go. Let's do it.
And then Smiley Bob wants to know if you would do that Garth Maul for 50, you have it at 75.
I did
Oh,
say
look
out
at
loud.
you.
I put it into the universe, so I would say the Sienna special that he can have it because I said 50
Okay.
bucks.
Okay.
That's on me. That is on me.
You did speak it into existence.
Well,
The big boss.
We'll
can-
take it out of my paycheck, Smiley. So thank you.
Really going hard on the war comics tonight. I think it's kind of fun. The Incredible Hulk issue 165 featuring the Menace of Aquan. Very fine plus condition, $25 for it. Put it on A for Aquan, obviously. A Wonder Woman 100-page special. Green Lantern, Invisible Planes, wanted posters, everything you could ever desire. Very good, fine condition for issue 214. $24 on E. And I needs to be filled out now. So I think it's kind of got to be a little bit more Unknown Soldier. DC Star Spangled War 156, in which the Unknown Soldier is clearly about to put on Hitler's face. Fine minus condition, $16.
Bold choice, Unknown.
Right?
Honestly.
Well, I mean, who else do you become to stop the war as effectively as possible?
I didn't remember that scene in Inglourious Bastards.
That word bubble, though. This will be the most dangerous role I've ever played.
I need to get into character.
Don't lose yourself in that role, please.
Please. The world needs you, Unknown Soldier. That's rad as hell. Alrighty.
Classic Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some space for a couple things here. Strange has been here for a while, as has Blitzkrieg. 2 Unknown Soldiers is too good. So I'll ditch Uncle and Star Hunters. I'm gonna open up 5 slots.
James says Face Off 2. Nick Cage becomes Hitler.
Oh god, he would do it. A Marvel triple action featuring Doctor Doom, The Thing, and Silver Surfer 3-in-1 thrills. It's Fantastic Four 55 and 57 reprinted. It's in fine, very fine condition, and it's $12 on B. Some rad shit that I pulled out is Blue Beetle. Which issue is this? It does not even have a number on it.
Could be number 1. Could be.
Could be. Ah, it's on the post-it note. As all things are, as all information is. It's the second issue. It's the origin of Blue Beetle, but more importantly for me, it's the second appearance of the Question. 1967. Very good condition.
Steve Ditko
$40.
special. Those are his 2 big, well, 2 of his big guys.
Put down G.I. Joe issue 5. Central Park has a tank in it. Shit's getting crazy. Near mint condition, $18. I know there's always like a G.I. Joe person.
Well, that's what they had to do to put down the rioting after Simon and Garfunkel played in the park to bring in the G.I. Joe squad.
We had to make sure that
Settle those
everybody went
hippies.
home.
Hold them down.
Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Dr. Doom issue 2. I'm actually about to talk about some hippies. I've got something in mind that I'm going to transition to here in a second. Rather, I put up this thing, more Spire Christian Comics. We must have had a whole fucking pack of these. The Gospel Blimp, baby. With important messages for your day-to-day life. All have sinned. Don't be a litter bug. 2 very similar concepts. For $5.
Man, you want the, what we call it, like the Zealous Zeppelin?
Zealous Zeppelin is going to be my band name. Thank you very much, Dan.
What is on A? Oh, you're welcome.
Well, A was about to go away, so I'm glad you asked. A is the Incredible Hulk, issue 165, featuring the mind-bending menace of Aquan, the incredible man-fish. Very fine plus condition, $25.
So I know James is saying that we should have a sequel to Face Off when Nick Cage becomes Hitler. I think after that movie, we need a sequel to The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, where he can't drop the role of him being Hitler.
It's like the makeup sticks, the mask is permanent, something is flawlessly executed.
Yeah, that would be like a real Ron Burgundy stuck in character sort of.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the face, I am the person.
So, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 38 may seem unremarkable at first, but it is notable for two reasons. First of all, it's the second appearance of Mary Jane in a cameo, not the houseplant cameo, the in front of the house blocked by an actual bush cameo. It's also the last Ditko issue. It's $150. It's a very good plus condition. And it is also notable for being one of the 3 times I can remember where Peter Parker openly dunks on people protesting on his college campus. Them dang hippies. Peter Parker walks by and is just wondering why they don't have anything better to do.
He gets redemption later on, where like, well, kind of.
A
little bit later on.
Mhm.
Vita run.
It took us a while to get him around to it. And I think one of the soapboxes at the end actually addresses it when the redemption takes place. Or maybe that was just a Stan Lee interview that I read. I read at some point that Stan Lee expressed like, man, I kind of wish we hadn't done that.
I'm sure it was a Steve Ditko choice. I mean, somebody hated hippies, and Steve Ditko.
Well, something has to go into the box and find a new home. I think it's... we just put the gospel blimp up, so it's not going to be that. We talked about the Unknown Soldier enough. Let's do Wonder Woman, and then we'll make some big changes to the board after that. The Mighty Thor, issue 233. The battle between Asgard and Earth begins. Fine, very fine condition, $10. Down on E. I'm going to go retrieve some stuff from these here boxes. See what we might have cooking. Might just pick me up another handful of stuff and see where that gets us. Any questions, comments, concerns, offers, acknowledgments on the current board state, Dan?
What is on D?
Excellent timing. What is on D? Let's find out. Holy shit, it's the Spider-Man I was just talking about. Amazing Spider-Man issue 38, the second appearance of Mary Jane in a cameo, and the last Ditko issue. Very good plus condition, $150 on D.
Smiley wants to know if you do 125 for that.
$25 off. Hit me with a solid $130, $20 off.
They don't call him Wheelin' Dealin' Victor for nothing.
They truly do not.
I described myself to Grace, not realizing what I said as, they don't call me less than a minute Sienna for nothing, because I recorded a social media video in 54 seconds, and then her face. And I was like, wait, no.
Hold on.
That's inappropriate, Grace. Don't
Actually,
don't think that.
I'm writing you up for workplace harassment right now.
All right, so this is a solid 130 for Wheelin' Dealin' Victor.
All right. Well, now that I got open slots on A and D, let's do some slightly cheaper comics. The Adventures of Superboy, $169. Oh man, Clark Kent died, but not really. It's going to be $4 for old-timey fake death Superboy. Well, goodbye, everybody. It's been a pleasure.
A reverse Dr. Nick over here.
This is also how you learn that I'm not to be trusted and literally never keep my promises.
It's like when Willy Wonka walks out with the cane and he just does that like somersault and starts walking.
Something that Gene Wilder insisted upon. Entirely his idea. Fantastic Four, issue 7 from 1997. Jim Lee joint. Very good. Fine condition. $4. I don't know. How many people were tuned in originally when I made that promise? Probably nobody.
We got at least 2 people.
No. You saw nothing. You remember nothing.
Paul's got a humble brag. I can cook minute rice in 54 seconds.
The Incredible Hulk 386 bundled here with 387, a 2-parter Bad Omen Hulk crossover special. near mint, good condition. $5 for the both of them. A fun thing to read. Very much readers' copies.
Drew Lamas is picking up that Fantastic Four on B.
Cool. Swap it out with some Green Lantern action. Green Lantern 6 Captives of the Mad God. During the Jones run, but just a cool gangs all here kind of cover. Very fine, near mint condition, $5 for it. B.
Jason's picking up that Hulk on B.
Cool. I will fill the D slot with Star Wars issue 31. A return to Tatooine from Marvel Comics Star Wars. Fine condition, $8. Which lot is that Thor on? It's all the way down here.
Yeah, all the way on E.
I'll swap that Thor out for another. The Mighty Thor 358, featuring Beta Ray Bill squarely on the cover, front and center. Fine condition, $5 for a little bit of Beta Ray Bill action. Used to be the most underground Marvel hero you could be a fan of. That's how you knew. It was like the secret nod. It was a handshake. You know who Beta Ray Bill is. Everything's going to be okay. Now me and my boys don't have to beat you up on the street corner.
And we got some bad news for you.
What is our bad news?
Norfolk up 3-1, bottom of the 6th.
That is some unfortunate news, I tell you what. This is the last home series, guys. Come on, pull it together.
Would you do the Star Wars on D for 5? Give it an 8 for Nathan.
That sounds fair to me. I will pick it up and bring it to you here in a second.
Rude. If that was why, so I think Paul's saying because you dropped a book, you're not in the opening credits, and like if that's why Vic wasn't in the opening credits, we wouldn't have anyone in the opening credits.
It's just like the pixelated blurring of faces. No one actually gets to be in there.
It's like the intro to like the original 60s Doctor Who, and it's just kind of fading around.
It's all like witness protection, dark rooms.
Oh, no. It's just because I'm cheap. I was like, we need to redo the intro soon. I was like, I don't want to pay for that.
Forget about it. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 39, has a pretty cool camouflage mud on the face style cover, near mint condition, $12. Put that on D. You do kind of want to plan some movements. Take a couple things down. Superboy, you can go away. We'll do this Central Park G.I. Joe, Kazar, Gospel Blimp, Unknown Soldier. All these things finding a new home in the box.
The song in the intro is just something that Brockton got licensing for. I don't think there's any specific thing.
The first issue of the Masters of the Universe Star comic.
But also,
first appearance is the whole Masters of the Universe crew. Very fine condition, $40.
Tell Facebook that we own that, so they stop copyrighting our videos.
The Moon Knight miniseries, issue 3 of 4, with dope-ass cover art.
Yep, that's that Tommy Lee Edwards.
It is indeed.
I don't know why I blanked on his name for a half second there.
That guy!
You know, the one we were just talking about.
Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue 7's trapped in some kind of Dali-esque clock time hell space. I just like the skull in the corner, and also the classic trench coat and tie flapping in the wind as you run vibe. Very good plus condition, $32. On F for Fury. The Incredible Hulk issue 308, where Hulk is just getting straight up alien tail strangled. Is that a member of the Brood? Is that what that is? Or just some sort of alien creature?
Yeah, I'm on the fence because it definitely looks like it could be.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm not.
Well, you can find out for us for $4.
Feel free to
G for H.R. Geiger, comma ripoff.
Figure it out and then post it in the Ultimate Comics live show Facebook group.
And the Mighty Thor, The Sky Above, The Pit Below, issue 230. Thor and Hercules team up in some sewers. Fine condition, $5 for it on H.
As above, so below.
I'm going to adjust this flap so that doesn't propel itself off. I actually have to leave, never to return. I'm really getting nervous about this Durham Bulls game, guys. I'm a little scared.
Well, to make you feel better, Norman's picking up that Thor on H.
I mean, that does certainly improve matters for me. Oh, wait a minute. Surprise, I have more than one of those.
Ah, well, then Mario's picking up that Thor on H as well.
Oh, okay. Well, then both of you get one. There you go. Everybody wins, except hopefully the Norfolk Tides.
That's good because Mario, for the last two claims, has come in just shy. So I'm glad that we were able to get you something, Mario.
Heck yeah, glad we can bring it home. X Factor issue 14 with a striking cover. Cyclops just eye beaming a sentinel in the fist. Let go of me, you son of a bitch. Near mint minus condition, $4. Where were you when you learned that Cyclops' eye beams are not heat based? Everyone knows where they were on that fateful day.
Matthew Sawyer says, I love this show, but I can't not hear it as Gurr from Invader Zim. I love this show.
Man, I've been thinking about something lately. Would you get an Invader Zim tattoo? Not like a crazy one, not a I work at Hot Topic for my entire life Invader Zim tattoo, but like a subtle one.
I mean,
because I know you fucked with it. All of us did.
The tallest symbol is actually pretty rad, but that would make a pretty
That's
solid
kind of
tattoo.
what I'm thinking when I say a tasteful Invader Zim tattoo, if there is such a thing.
Speaking of tasteful, no one is more tasteful than Jim Sternenko. Y'all are sleeping on that Salvador Dali-inspired Nick Fury Shield cover.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Trench coat classically flapping in the wind and everything.
Inside is pop art like this. It is like, hey, it made Nick Fury sell, which was a feat Stan Lee thought impossible, which is why he gave it to Jim Sternenko. He was like, it was his first gig, and he was like, I don't trust you to be on any high-selling book. You can have fun with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, I'll swap out the Green Lantern on B, specifically for some Barbarian action. Conan the Barbarian, issue 16, Night of the Frost Giants, which it's reprinted from Savage Tales #1. Notable stories, fun stuff to read. $15 in very good, fine condition. This second appearance of the question, I suppose, has to go away. Replace it with a little bit more gold key. Why not? Hanna-Barbera Where's Huddles? The funniest fun family you could ever hope to see. Very good condition. $4. Camouflage G.I. Joe cover in the box. Getting replaced with, let's do the most dynamic Thor cover I currently have access to. 234. Classic Thor versus Loki action. Brother against brother. Fine condition. $5 on D. And that Nick Fury is where? In that side of the
Look at
board?
that. God damn, I love that cover.
Yeah.
You guys are tempting me.
The main problem with the Ultimate Comics live show.
Honestly, or just the warehouse in general.
Yeah, the new guy who just started last week, I saw on his like second or third shift, there was a stack on top of Zach's desk that said price for Zach, who is the other Zach, new Zach. 3 Zachs, too many. Got a battle royale.
We have a problem with doubling up or tripling up on employee names.
Yeah, we got a Sienna. I'm leaving.
And the company
A fair
falls
deal.
apart.
Or they just I'll just tell them that's the reason they don't get the job in the interview. Listen,
One of us has to change their name.
Vic, you're
Sorry.
good so far.
I mean, yeah.
Alan
It's
has
a
a
relatively
handyman
rare-
named Victor that does work for Ultimate for.
That was also me. It's just me and a mustache.
You do good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you do the Conan on B and then the Nick Fury on F together for 36? It comes to 47.
47 is such a good number. I like 47 a lot. What was your offer? 30?
36.
36?
37.
I mean, I want to say flat 40, but I know that that's going to get rejected outright. Let's do 38.
I can vouch on that Nick Fury. Out of all the creepy old men that have hit on me in my life, Jim Sternenko is the most talented.
That's a good stand-up bit. Out of all the creepy men that have hit on me, Sternenko was the best at drawing pictures.
Best of funny books.
So what about these three? While we see if there's any offer responses. Since some Conan might go off the board, I want to go ahead and replace it with Conan's Serpent War. You want a crossover Conan event for the ages, man? Fuck you. We got Moon Knight and Solomon Kane in here. Let's go. Let's do it.
Also,
16 bucks
Bloodstone.
for a kick-ass trade paperback.
Is she like for sure in the MCU? She's or like
I don't know.
I think she's showing up in that Werewolf by Night spooky movie they're doing.
I think I did hear that.
I mean, I've seen the name Bloodstone floating around in the
For a
clickbait
while.
articles that
Yeah.
I purposefully don't go to.
Oh, I click on all of them. And I sign up the work email
The
through the newsletters.
2099 World of Doom special is exactly what it says on the tin. I'm a big 2099 guy. This shit rocks. $10. Have a lot of fun in the future as Marvel saw it back in the day.
All right, so we got a deal for the Conan and Shield.
Cool.
Samuel Gomes is saying, speaking of battles, you recall the great battle of the Joshes back in 2021?
I do remember the Battle of the Joshes.
I thought this was a live show joke. I was like, we've never had a Josh.
Oh no, it was like a literal event. I mean, did you see this shit happening?
Clearly not.
A Facebook group got started by some guy named Josh.
Oh, I've
And-
seen it.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Little kid one.
Yep.
That was cute.
They all showed up with pool noodles and charged like Helm's Deep style.
I figure out which Josh reigns supreme.
The first issue of the Houston Moon Knight, much edgier artwork than we've seen in other Moon Knight publications this evening. Near mint minus $15 for it on B, F, and H are both open. So I will put on F the Vertigo Secret Files Hellblazer. Very fine near mint, just $5 for some Hellblazer John Constantine Secret Files. Love files. F for files.
And what's on D?
What is on D? Let's find out together. D is the Mighty Thor issue 234, A Brother's War. But not the Magic the Gathering one, another one. Fine condition, $5.
And Jeremy Adams picking up that Constantine on F.
Cool. Get them files. It's probably about time for a little preview book. The Sentinel of the Spaceways, The Silver Surfer, issue 2. When Lands the Saucer. The second self-titled Silver Surfer, obviously. In fine condition, $150. And let's continue filling this out with Nick's issue 4, the second appearance of X-23 / Laura Kinney. Very fine condition, $55 on H.
Nick Carnes asks, may I claim Thor on D? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you may.
Yes, you may.
You used the letter and the title and or identifier.
Extremely polite.
Yeah,
Extremely
Well, you don't
polite.
have to be polite. You can say Thor D, and I'll only make fun of you a little bit. The
For
Avengers.
saying you want Thor D?
Yeah. I mean, at least be tasteful and pick another Hemsworth brother. The Avengers issue 199. Red Ronin featuring fine condition, $5. And let's see. What do we need to take away?
Yeah, say.
Probably Masters.
That Thor on E.
Thor.
Well, Nick just asked what's that Thor on E.
Walt Simonson.
The Thor on E is $358 with Beta Ray Bill on the cover. I'll leave it for now. So I'm going to take out the Time of the Edwards nunchuck wielding Moon Knight.
So cool looking.
Which I knew Time of the Edwards art before I knew Time of the Edwards art, because his Moon Knight is the one that got used in all those memes where people put words in Moon Knight's mouth.
Yup, you're right.
Okay, where's my money, Dracula? You creepy
That's
son of a
Tommy?
bitch.
Is that Tommy's Midnight Run? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
That shot where he's going down the
Yeah,
stairs?
dude.
Like-
Grace loves that meme.
Yeah, like that looks like Tommy art, doesn't
For
it?
sure, yeah. I don't know.
I will confirm that when I get off work.
Speaking of great artists, that Nyx, who does the interior on that? I'm pretty sure it's early Josh Middleton, who now does all those beautiful Batgirl, Wonder Woman, Pretty Lady covers. He does the interior on that. He has not done interior work in forever.
Yep, Josh Middleton.
Yeah.
A and I, both unoccupied. We'll fill A with Power Pack Issue 1. The first issue, a king-size collector's item. The first Power Pack in very fine near-mint condition, $40. And down on I, with the Uncanny X-Men Issue 158. The second Rogue, the first Rogue in X-Men in very fine condition, $28. And that Thor is going to officially go off the board.
That's still available, Nick. If you
I
want
mean,
to
yeah,
box necro that.
we can always box necro. Conan the Barbarian, Issue 6, Devil Wings over Shadazar. Very fine near-mint condition, $45. Now on E.
Down to the last half hour before we kind of shift into that Q&A.
Indeed we are. Well, I feel like if we're doing that, I mean, it's probably game time, right?
Think so. So go for it.
Let's do approximately two slabs. I just put something down on I. H is the X-23, so I don't really want that to go anywhere. Avengers and the Conan Serpent War are the two things I think are probably going to go away. I think definitely are. I get to make those decisions. Swapping that out for a CGC graded 9.6 Gotham City Sirens #1, identical to the grade that I have at home, $100. Reassuring to know that I just had a Pool Benjamin in a box in my closet. Avengers issue 200, Miss Marvel leaving the Avengers and an anniversary issue. CGC graded at a 9.6, coming in at $125.
Yeah, Alan, I can definitely get that layaway invoice tomorrow if you want to lay away that Silver Surfer on F. Just let me know that you confirm that, and we'll get that set up for you.
Yeah, as previously discussed, layaway. $10 payment down.
10%.
10% payment down. 15% across 6 months.
Right. He said he's going to take it.
All right. $10.
No matter
No,
what.
no, wait. Victor, no. I have a Thor set here, 225 to 228. 5, 6, 7, 8. Galactus, Hercules, Immortals, all sorts of Thor absolutely popping off. In very fine condition for the entire lot. Fire Lord, $300 for all of it. On B. B for badass. F is empty, so something has to go in there. Let's see.
Eddie Page, John Lucio, got some Harley on C. I know you guys are usual Harley.
A gratuitous Harley ass shot as well. Just hanging. Here on F, the History of the Marvel Universe 1 in 100 variant edition. $75 for it. As you can probably tell, we still have a couple of variant covers hanging out, waiting in the wings. The $20.99 Doom special is probably what's going to go away. Change that out for We Can Never Go Home from Black Mask Comics. The first issue of it. Very fine near mint condition, low print run. You know how it is. $40 on G for Go Home. Watching it. I'll take Conan down on E. Swap it out for What If. What If starring the Silver Surfer. 104 of the What If chronology, in which Simon says stay because he's got superpowers. Near mint condition, $20 for it. Oh, wow. Most of them want to do that one.
Let's find some good stuff.
And you know, it's like looking at the shit.
Which is also part of the danger of working at the warehouse.
It is. You see stuff, and you're just like, oh, yeah, that's cool as hell, bro. All right, I'll do two things. This is what I said, oh, wow, to. It's just a very, very cool Batman cover. I liked when DC did this era of Batman covers. Like this style of telling you what book you're about to read. I think it's clean. I like it's rectangular. Maybe I just am nostalgic for the era. But Batman 576 from the year 2000, $4. I do not have an open slot, so I have to make one power pack. I think it's you.
You do the mix on H for 37. We got it 55.
How about a flat 40?
And then we did have some Star Wars, but we might come across some later. For any time, if you've got like a specific book you're looking for, you're better off messaging us directly. But we did have Action 894 on the Sandman special. Isn't
that the first death in the DC universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have that. We have a slabbed copy of that.
We did.
That might still be hanging around somewhere.
I think, yeah.
Just reach out to us after the show.
Yeah. All right, 40 is fine for H, and then Norman is picking up Batman on A.
Well, I got 3 slots open. So why don't I put the Demon in one of them? Issues 2 to 3. The Demon meets his mom, and together they plot to overthrow the ruler of hell. Cold heart, warm hands. Love Etrigan shit. $8 for a 2 issues set. Now I gotta go box digging. And I return with X Factor, issue 75. All new, all different, giant size Mr. Sinister and the Nasty Boys. Near mid minus condition, $4 on H. And I is going to have the 5th issue of Spawn, the first appearance of Billy Kincaid in near mint condition. 5th issue of Spawn, $4 on I.
James is saying that DC should bring back Nurse Betsy Crane and say she's Scarecrow's niece or something.
As far as Star Wars goes, don't forget that I consistently have this giant Marvel Legends Star Wars Classic UK Comics omnibus. I use these omnibuses to make sure that comics don't fall over in the boxes. But collecting Star Wars Weekly 60, 94 to 99, 104 to 115, Empire Strikes Back Monthly 149, 151, and 153 to 157. A whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of Star Wars, written by Archie Goodwin, Chris Claremont, Steve Moore, Alan Moore, and more. You like that more and more? I do.
More and
And that Darth Maul is hanging out. Were you here when the Darth Maul was here?
Well, Smiley picked up the Darth Maul.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. That Darth Maul's gone. You can't have it. Just kidding.
I mean, that I don't know. That Nyx is an A cover, so I don't know that it would be an homage. Bulls are back on top, 4-3 at the 7th.
Hell yeah.
Adam Smith is picking up that Spawn on I.
I have more than one of those.
Sweet. Picking up a Spawn.
Picking up a Spawn on I. I'm actually kind of looking for individual Star Wars issues now. But like feature ones. Good ones. Fun ones. Not that they're not all fun. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Well, and then I'm running across shit like this that I need to talk about. Let me find a spot.
That's a good board.
I think so.
Have you read We Can Never Go Home?
I've not.
That's very good. Let's see if I have my tray to loan you, and it's very good.
I can kind of tell by the front cover art that it's going to be the sort of thing that I'm going to be into. I finally read the Kieran joint, I can't say without stuttering. Help me, Dan. Phonogram.
Yep.
It was really good.
It's so awesome.
It was so good. I understand why he got that and then got given the keys to the kingdom to do whatever he wants.
Made me obsessed with Britpop for a minute. Still am to this
Yeah,
day.
very similar to how like Ed Brubaker will write at the end of his books what he's thinking about and reading. That got me into heavy noir shit, reading Fatale. At the end of that comic, every time he tells you, this is the music I was listening to while I wrote this. Oh, hell yeah. Transformers issue 3 in a 4-issue miniseries, is notable for featuring a guest star appearance from black symbiote-suited Spider-Man. This particular copy is in good condition, and it's $12. I'm going to go ahead and put that down here on E. We are approaching that Q&A time, aren't we? Only 20 minutes to go, roughly, more or less. Might just give me another stack and do a little bit of a board refresh. I'm going to do the customary, have any comments, questions, concerns. As Sienna said, this is kind of a popping board.
Spawn 5?
I don't just want to take it away from you, but I mean, that's kind of what's about to happen.
Avengers 200, win a bike, classic cover, 9.6, Bronze Age Avengers.
You don't got to tell me. I put them there.
Right. Would you do Transformers on E for 8? You have it at 12 for Nick Carnes.
A third off. Spider-Man's in it. Let me get $10. Let me get $10 for Spider-Man swinging literally on Transformers.
Brandon Jackson is picking up a Spawn on I.
Good. There are still more copies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle situation on our hands.
All right. Nick says he'll do 10 for E, the Transformers.
Cool.
And then Dustin Johnson coming in and saying do that Gotham City Sirens on layaway.
All right. Excellent. I'll give him one of the slabs out of here. It makes me feel marginally better.
Carlos Gilliam is picking up Spawn on I.
Ow.
There we go.
Still?
Yeah, still.
Sick. Okay.
I told you. I said what was up.
Dan's like, I'll take 10.
What is on B?
What is on B? Is B that fucking Thor? Yeah, it is.
Fire Lord.
All right, it's a full Fire Lord Thor set. The Mighty Thor 225, 226, 227, 228. Hercules, Thor, Fire Lord, Galactus, everybody's in here. The whole set, very fine condition, $300 for literally all of them. The Incredible Hulk, issue 307, just a popping cover in general. Allegedly, the first appearance of Cynthia Von Doom, which is pretty tight. $8 on C. I love it when superheroes investigate crimes because they just stand in a circle around a spotlight. 230 issue of Avengers, Yellow Jacket.
You're not wrong.
$6. I mean, yeah, we have to pose for the glamour shot. I'll probably go ahead and take the slab down.
Mario's picking up that Hulk on C.
Bring that to you. Here you go.
Thank you, sir. Talent has arrived.
It does sound like that. So I'll tell you what. We'll close it out with weird shit. How do you feel? Have you the nerve to face the unexpected? Issue 137. He's got a full evil eye. Look into that evil eye and die.
Dang.
Very good condition. $5. Man, this is why I can't wait for the Halloween show. I can't wait to just do that for 3 hours.
All right. Nathan is picking up a spawn on I.
Oh, we're getting down to the wire. Only one left. The one on the board is the final one. The rest of them have all disappeared. Action Comics 316. Supergirl's Choice of Doom. Who's she going to sacrifice? You can find out in this old-time comic book. Very good condition. $10 for it. Going down on C. I need to do a little bit of house cleaning.
Do the unexpected on D for 3. You would at 5 for James.
I feel like that sounds entirely fair. I mean, I don't want to get the evil eye cast upon me. You know, we had all that Jim Steranko love. Sienna, not love necessarily, recognition. The Top Secret Adventures of Spy-Man, a Harvey thriller, a Jim Steranko joint. This is the final issue. And the first appearance of Campy Champ. I'm curious. I don't know what Campy Champ is, but I'm kind of down.
So that was your final spawn on I?
Yeah, the one that's on the board is the last one. Is it gone?
It's gone. Going to Jeremy Adams.
Well, all those have found new homes in your respective boxes. Congratulations. It's weird looking into the other room. I know that my time here is limited. It's like a death row situation. Dead man walking, just waiting. Just waiting to get the axe. You know who doesn't wait for the axe? Conan the Barbarian, issue 3 from Marvel Comics. It's a rough segue, but we got there all the same. Fine, very fine condition. There's fury in the iron power of Conan the Barbarian and that damn big-ass axe on I since the spawns are gone. Before my time concludes, I would like to bring the Fables trades back just for one more round. 1 through 3, volumes 1 through 3 of Fables, all available for $20. That didn't fall, so it doesn't count. Don't at me.
Jeremy's taking that Conan on I.
Gonna hand that to you.
Appreciate it.
$20 for 3 volumes worth of Fables. Dog.
Yeah, that's a steal for sure. Would you do it for 15? You got 20.
Hell yeah, I want you to read it. That's my primary goal. Thank you very much. Another trade, since it's hard to come by, difficult to purchase at a reasonable price point. The Marvel Zombies, the Kirkman joint. Getting the individual issues is hard. Getting the trade, not so much. Out of print for the moment, I believe. Still $15 on Ultimate Comics Live Show. Dan, what does a vegan zombie say?
I don't know.
Grains. I apologize for approximately nothing.
Alright. Ralph is picking up Marvel Zombies on G.
Cool. I'm glad we can get one of Victor's patented weird trades. out of the box and into your home. From Valiant Comics, the first issue of Punks with an X, so you know it's extra punk. Again, first issue. Very fine, near mint condition. Just $5 for it on G. G for gutter trash. These punks out of my city. Oh, goodness gracious. Captain America and the Falcon, issue 177, in which the Falcon is fighting alone against the sheer, raw power of Lucifer. Fine, very fine condition, $5 for it. I believe eye is open. Hell yeah, love to see it.
Got a real live audience in here.
We do, actual real human beings. It's crazy.
First. Well, not.
Lord knows I wasn't scared. Well, somebody's finding a new home. Thor needs to stay. The demon is too cool. The 1 in 100 is neat. It's probably Yellow Jacket. I think Yellow Jacket is what goes for now. Now replace it with a Batman 66, specifically the 4th issue, where shit is getting real British and real surreal. Just gonna hold that up for a second. The man in the top hat and a double-decker bus. That's how you know it's England. Near mint condition, $4 on E.
Guy, you can message us. We'd have to check later. We might, but it is with the books that went up last night. It's not going to be in these boxes.
Oh, getting some variant show Hyper Necros.
Yeah.
That thing that I saw yesterday. I'll take X Factor down and replace it with some Secret Wars stuff. Quickly becoming one of my white whales trying to put together all the Secret Wars stuff. Jeremy's cursed me with that knowledge. The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows Secret Wars issue 5, highlighting the entire Spider family. They fight together on H for just $5. And just as a compliment, to set somebody up for a combo offer, Wombo combo, the Demon issue 1 that I'm going to replace Spy with. I know they probably should be side by side, but things don't always work out like you want it to. No one told you life was going to be this way.
What number is the action on C?
The action on C is number 316, Supergirl's Choice of Doom. Kill Clark, kill your dad. You get to decide. I don't know. What's your dad done for Earth?
I'll go ahead and give this to you.
Ooh, we do need to talk about our share prize.
Then we've got a question. How close are we to last looks?
Not close at all. Last looks are probably not going to take place. We have our special guests coming in very shortly. Our share prize, our Ultimate Comics frame variant, is going to... Ooh. Is this a K or an LC?
Oh, my bad. K.
K?
That's my fault for my handwriting.
Norman Cockburn? Hey, man.
Got more than one.
It's still yours. It's right here. It belongs to you. Thanks for sharing. Much appreciated. Well, I feel like I need a system to know how many times people share things so that I can more properly be like, and thank you for sharing 10 million times. Literally couldn't have done it without you.
Well, he said excellent. Excellent.
And let's see. Punks is probably going to be what we take down. Don't forget, we got issue 1 of Demon and then 2 and 3 over here. Cough, cough, combo offer. Cough, cough. Marvel and Malibu teaming up. Avengers and Ultra Force issue 1. I'm a big Malibu Comics Ultraverse guy. This is the first appearance of Nemesis, the being who created the Infinity Gems. Isn't it crazy that takes place in a Malibu Comics crossover?
Yeah.
It's also the first appearance of the 7th Infinity Gem, Ego. Infinity Gem key issue in a Malibu Comics Ultra Force crossover. That's what it's all about, baby. It's all about Marvel subsuming Malibu because they started to present a credible threat to comic sales. Like a third-party candidate that just got too many votes for comfort.
All right, Jason's picking up that Batman on E.
Make sure these don't go anywhere.
So I can grab it if you want to keep.
I got it. The Batman 66 hyper British version.
Say all them hats.
All the hats, every single one of them. Somebody asked when we're doing last looks. I'll tell you what, we have a few minutes left. If something has popped up during the show that you specifically remember, because Lord knows there's plenty, I have almost an entire short box over here. Go ahead and bring it up, and I'll see if I can't dig it out for you. Especially if it's the gospel blimp. Boy, I got that on deck. You wouldn't believe it.
That's right.
But yeah, if you felt like you missed out on something, like Todd McFarlane's keepsake Arachnite collection, still in the box, you can necro it. Monstrous variants, that Planet of the Apes, little Peach Momoko. Yeah, we got stuff in here. If you're looking for something specific, just let us know. That is the one place where I can guarantee I can go find what you're looking for. The response will not be, message us after the show. It will be, all right, let me find it.
You just dig for a little bit.
One of my favorite activities. Let me look through these boxes.
Honestly.
Which I look through these boxes, have a 64-page special featuring the WB Smallville plot, storyline, and cast. Hell yeah. I feel like Smallville is quickly becoming one of the key questions of just like, how old are you? Did you watch Smallville?
Yeah. What is your superhero CW experience?
Right.
We got a request for Peach Momoko. We had one of those in the box.
We did. We certainly did have a Peach Momoko in the box. I'll pull that out. Actually, I think we had a 2 early on in the show.
Oh, yep.
We had a super expensive one and then a less expensive one. And the Spibble. Don't forget about that. That's still here.
Yeah, people who have been around with the live show long enough remember the Spibble was a staple. Honestly, I pulled that Spibble for the anniversary show. It just didn't make it, I guess.
As like a reminder.
Yep. I was like, Tony, I found the Spibble. Because everyone had to swear in on the Spibble.
That is a wonderful piece of live show history that I did not know. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't have to swear in on the Spibble.
Tell you what, we get you in the intro, we'll have you swear in on the Spibble.
Perfect. I need Tarny in like a full judge outfit with like the curls and like a gavel. Oh man, it would be so sick. All right, 2 things need to be cleared up for a little bit of space.
Yeah, B probably.
C, the Fire Lord set is too cool. I'll replace C and I with the Marvel Voices Momoko and the Devil's Reign Momoko that we saw earlier in the show. Last Momoko looks.
Yeah. And again, that costume is so rad, and then to see Momoko doing it is just insane. That's Smallville on E's and near mint condition.
I believe so. Let's check the tag. Yeah, near mint. Move it up so there's a little less glare. Help us all out. I'm going to take down the Spider Family on H while we consider our Peach Momoko options. Thought out for G.I. Joe issue 90 because there's one thing you need in your secret base. It's a very clear sign that points the direction to the brain wave scanner chamber.
Wow, absolutely.
So it's a crucial part of your villain base. Shout out to Cobra Commander on that one. Near mint condition, $15 on H.
Is there a Conan number 6 in that box?
A Conan number 6. I did do a couple Conans. Yes, there was. There was a Conan number 6 in the box. I will.
Would you do it for 27? You have it at something?
I have it at 45. I'll just hold it up and not put it on the board if we're just talking personally. Your offer is 27 and it's 45. I can do it for 37. $10 more.
Nice. And then would you do Smallville on E for 10? You got it at 20.
I feel like Smallville's a niche product. I cut it in half.
Slashed. I feel like we need a sound bite for that. About 2 minutes, and then we can do that break segue.
Oh, that's a clean way to do it. I didn't even think about that. See,
that's why I brought the chairs over.
Hmm.
What is on C? That's the Marvel Voices. Forget which one it is, but it's the Momoko cover.
Marvel Voices Identity. Peach Momoko 1 in 50.
Bulls up 5-4, top of the 8th.
It's too close for comfort, though. I'm excited about it, but it's too close. All right, E is open.
You got a counter on your 37 at 32.
35, and we got a deal.
And what is on F?
F is the History of the Marvel Universe, issue 1 in 100 cover variant. It is also near mint condition, and it's $75. Now, that space is open. I want to replace it with All New Wolverine, issue 7, guest star in the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, but more importantly, the first Jonathan, an actual Wolverine. Near mint condition, $18.
All right, deal for 35 on that Conan.
Cool. I'll bring it over to you. All right, I'm winding down pulling new books since, you know, we're out of time. So this is your chance. Anything in the box. Speak up.
Oh, okay.
Keep going till our guest is here.
Oh, our guest is not here?
Oh.
Not yet. No. Oh, it's I know we have some Raleigh viewers. I heard Brandon Jackson is watching. I got the Raleigh crew.
Yeah, James is here. James Howard.
James Howard.
Yo, I just assumed since we had a nice little crowd, a little
Aha,
audience.
no.
Extra voices, yeah.
Dan, Casey, and Charles are here.
Oh.
To hang out with Mr. Matt Klein. So keep rocking.
Sweet.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
What's on I?
What is on I? Let's find out. Oh shit, it's that Devil's Reign. And it's in the nice bag. It's in like
the Mylars.
Yeah, the really pleasant, smooth, expensive bag and board. So I guess for a reason, it's the Devil's Reign #1 Peach Momoko 1 in 200 Virgin cover. Which is why it's $150. Well, yeah. I mean, hey. In that case, our last semi-last looks here will also consist of the 2 slabs we saw earlier. Just to bring that back up, as viewership undoubtedly swells in anticipation. The Animaniacs Pulp Fiction homage, 9.6 CGC graded, and the Avengers issue 200 CGC 9.6, $125. Just bringing them back for a second so we can take a look at them.
Yeah. And Pulp Fiction homages are always a lot of fun.
Everybody loves a good movie homage. I've been consistently looking for more old Star Wars, and it's been kind of difficult to locate. All right, something needs to get swamped out. Well, now I'm going to be playing much less conservatively since I know that we're just waiting. Thorset's been here for a while. We can go ahead and dish that.
I just want to confirm, though, I did hear from the talent. Matt is on his way. There was some...
there was never a doubt in my mind, our
listen.
minds.
There's some traffic on 40, so...
It's all, yeah.
Surprise.
I mean, right. Apparently there's construction on I... That doesn't sound
There's a
like...
reason that I budget a full hour to get here every time I'm supposed to get here. And I still get panicky texts sometimes.
The one time I was like, I don't have Victor's number.
Hellboy and the BPRD 1954, The Unreasoning Beast. In near mint condition, $5 for it. If you like Hellboy comics, you like throwbacks, you like stories out of time, it's got everything you need.
Yeah, the Boink sign is a staple in our background ever since really Harrison, I think, was the one that was carrying it around.
Carrying it around?
It became kind of a catchphrase for him, especially in the what to pick up videos.
Boink!
Oh, boink.
That's ridiculous that he put a ugh before it as well.
Oh, he absolutely did. I don't do it justice.
We'll take the History of Marvel Universe down. Replace F with the Incredible Hulk 127. The first appearance of Mogul. Fine plus condition, $32. I forget which letter I cleared up. F. F is the one I cleared up. Well, we had that request for Momoko's, and then the Momoko's didn't really get much traction, so let's go ahead and take them off the board.
Again, if there's anything from earlier in the show you guys want to see us put back up, let us know. Still got some stuff available from earlier.
Lord knows we do. A giant-sized World's Finest, issue 206. We got Cavemen Justice League, Mirror Justice League, and Creature Justice League. Look at that purple people eater looking ass dude in the corner. The long nose and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Weird as hell. I love the comics have always been this way. Fine condition, $10 for it. On I have a few slots to fill. So I also do Strange Adventures, issue 233, with a simultaneous heat wave and a frozen earth situation. However the hell that happens, you can find out for $5 on C.
Environmental apocalypse going on.
I'll probably go ahead and dish the slabs, you know, since we've already seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, also, since the Bulls are currently up, I'm going to put my hat back on, just as like an extra show of support. And you did not mention to me yesterday that someone was in the comments repeatedly saying the word lollygag.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, you should have said that. Are you aware of what that is?
Like,
yo, that's a Bull Durham reference.
oh. I did not
like
know
the
that.
movie that is one of the reasons that people outside of our geographical area know what the fuck the Durham Bulls are.
I did not know that.
Shout out to Susan Sarandon if you're watching.
Shout out to Susan Sarandon if you're watching.
I cleared the exception with Allison. Happy coming out, Susan. We knew it, but
Happy coming out for like the third time.
always great to be vocal.
All right, would you do that Avengers Ultra Force on G for 3? You got it at 5 for Drew.
Baby, I've been waiting for you to ask. Yes, I will.
And then would you do the giant size, the World's Finest on I for 7? You got it at 10.
Also fine by me.
All right, so let's go to Norman.
Let's clear up the spaces.
Paul's calling me out. So I mentioned it twice yesterday, and Dan ignored them.
How dare he? Yo, you know what that makes, Dan? It makes him a lollygagger. I tell you what. I've got a 5-issue set of She. Number 5 is the B cover, a Silvestri variant. But
I was gonna say, show off that Silvestri cover. It's so cool.
it is. It is very cool. 5 issues worth of She. Near mint condition on all of them, which is pretty crazy. Clocking in at $40 for the lot.
Whoever we got those books from, whoever we bought those off of, they were crisp.
I love someone that takes care of their shit, dude. Classics Illustrated. Herman Melville's Moby Dick. Adapted by Bill Sienkiewicz. Near mint condition, $15. On A.
Yeah, Paul says, looks like Dan was gagging on the text. You know what that makes him pick?
Darwin Cook's Solo.
Dang.
I'm going to put that down in near mint condition also, $18. Lots of clean books.
my first day back yesterday.
And G is still open, so I don't have to do anything. Wonder Woman, Cheetah, Zoom, It's Doom for Flash in issue 219. Near mint condition, $12 on that letter.
Yeah, G.
G.
G Willikers.
Got a little bit of Deathlock in the box. If that tickles your fancy, let me know. Also some Blackhawk, 2 niche characters. Either you are looking for it or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So if me saying those words made you be like, oh, I'm interested, then sure. And I can say that and be like, well, I'm not going to put these on the board because they're not niche characters. But then I'll turn right the hell around and put up Man-Thing issue 21 just because I want to see some weird, crazy artwork. Fine, very fine condition for the 21st issue of Man-Thing. $5. Let's see. Who's getting the axe to make room for Man-Thing? Damn, probably G.I. Joe and his well-labeled Cobra base. I brought up the giant Star Wars omnibus and was just like, hey, here's the thing that I use. I'm not ready to give up my Deadly Hands of Kung Fu omnibuses yet because I like looking at them while I do this show. And I'll tell you what, on the floor today, I'd almost forgotten about this thing. It's brand new, still in the shrink wrap, absolute brick of the DC Bronze Age omnibus. Demon, Atlas, Superpower, Sandman, Mob, Cobra, Spirit World, The Losers, Manhunter, Olmec. A whole shitload of Jack Kirby gems, all collected in a book that is literally as big as my head and probably roughly as heavy, if not more. I don't actually know how much human head weighs because I'm not a psycho. But it's priced at $75. Brand new. Sticker price on this is $150 US, so it is already on sale. I'm not trying to pitch it to you, but also I'm pitching it to you.
Do the Man-Thing for 3 at 5.
Yeah, sure.
Is Lady Blackhawk in that Blackhawk?
No. Although it seems we have a Blackhawk aficionado in the crowd.
Well, Jen came in with her brain degree and is telling us that a human brain weighs about 3 pounds.
I don't care about the brain, the whole head. Skull, brain, associated fluids.
Oh, Corey Fisher came in and said about 11 pounds, by the way, for the human head. Should we be concerned?
This weighs probably more than my head, I think. Maybe about the same.
James says, you could squish a cockroach with that on me. More than one.
More than one. It's like when you were in high school and you talk to your friends about, oh, you know, how the Japanese tested their swords, they stabbed it through bodies, and it's a 5-body blade. Yeah, this is like a 6 cockroach book. You put 6 cockroaches on top of each other, you can smack them with it.
Man.
It's a phase every man must go through. You talk about swords with your friends.
So my wife and I kind of get on those like competition show kicks, and right now she's in on Forged in Fire, so a lot of like sword making and whatnot, and knives.
My sister's been getting into blacksmithing. She started making jewelry, and wire wrapping and doing other basic Etsy stuff was not enough, so she got an apprenticeship under a blacksmith. She's currently making armbands. And she has promised to make me a chef's knife. And I was like, oh, wow, thank you. That's so cool. I really appreciate it. She's like, yeah, I'm making myself a sword. To which I responded, I want a sword. Why do I get stuck with some actual useful kitchen thing? No. I want a blade with which to defend hearth and home. Anyway, Weird War Tales starring the Creature Commandos, issue 114. More World War II, more Hitler features. Very fine condition. $20 for Creature Commandos. On H. H for horrifying.
Would you do that solo on I for 13? You would an 18 for Michael.
Sure.
Sweet.
And with I open, I want to put down giant size Chiller's Night of the Gargoyle. You can tell it's Europe because they've got Lederhosen and Craftsman Holmes and pigtails. That's how you know. Giant size Chillers issue 3, fine condition, $15 on I.
Would you do that Moby Dick on A for 8? You would at 15.
I'll do it for. I mean, shit, man. Yeah, okay, let's do it. 8, you got it. I want the space. I don't want to argue.
Sounds good.
I mean, we passively mentioned Black Hawk, so why not put down a little bit of Black Hawk? Black Hawk issue 109, the raid on Black Hawk Island. Simply here because this tank has wings and seemingly a jet engine on the back, but just like a single jet engine, that tank shouldn't be flying.
No.
That tank is on Bumblebee rules, dog.
Just $10.
I couldn't resist putting that up.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to look at, right? It's cool.
Somebody's using the secret weapons from our Victory Museum against us.
Yeah, it's a place where we put all of our rad-ass gadgets that we've used to win the war. Oh no, you robbed it! Ah, our Bumblebee tank.
No one picking up that X-23.
Is the X-23 still up here? Did I still leave that
You
here?
just picked it up and put it in the box.
That's not the X-23. I mean, she is Wolverine at this point, but this is more important to being the first experience of literal Wolverines.
True.
I mean, did we sell the Knicks? The Knicks went.
We did sell the Knicks, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 5-5, top of the 9th, 1 out. That's your most recent update.
Oh, come on, guys. I believe in you. Giant Size Fantastic Four, issue 6. Annihilus is back. Looks like Franklin's hanging out in the corner. It's in fine, very fine condition. Oh, wow. This is Franklin's birth special. The birth of Reed and Sue's son. Holy shit. $25.
Jen says, I don't understand baseball, but that sounds bad.
I mean, it's not awesome, but hey, it sounds like it's a good game.
I don't believe I've come across any Ace Ventura comics in the warehouse yet, personally.
It's not surprising to me that there are Ace Ventura comics.
Yeah. So... We've had the mask, though, if you're following that Jim Carrey trajectory.
All right, I want to make space for 2 comics, so let's do Strange Adventures. And since that's the first Mongols, we'll do the Hellboy as well. We'll leave the She set just because it's cool and unbelievably crisp, as Dan said.
Would you do a Black Hawk for 5, give it a 10 for Alan?
You got it. That one the one that asked about Lady Blackhawk?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
That was James. In response to the birth of Franklin, Jen says, I can't believe there's a comic about the birth of my dog.
And I hope your dog's full legal name is Franklin Richards. A Spider-Man special event, the Spider-Man Final Adventure with a holographic cover.
Yeah, who doesn't love foil?
I mean, not me, that's for damn sure. On B, Marvel feature presenting The Thing and the Incredible Hulk smashing into each other here in issue 11. Good, very good condition. You know important shit is happening because it has enough said literally written on it. Transformers issue 54. Introducing the most amazing Autobots yet, the Micro Masters. Which, I mean, it doesn't seem that micro next to a skyscraper. And this is the first appearance of the Micro Masters. But Very fun, modest condition. Facing down a King Kong style villain. $15.
As a reminder, when making claims and offers, make sure you're using the letter the item is on and then the title or some sort of descriptor on it, not just a letter or not just a letter and an offer price. Jen says Franklin Ricardo's close enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Franklin Richards Ricano. All right. Well, since we just put up a Hulk, I'll take this Hulk. And I will take this Flash. And I will leave Creature Commandos and Chiller for now. This is the most comics I've ever had in the short box.
Terrible.
By a significant amount. For $15 in near mint condition, the Warren Ellis Moon Knight issue 3. Picked as I do with most things in life because the cover is cool. $15. And let's see what else is in the box.
Would you do the Creature Commando and H for 12? We got 20 for the shields.
Do it for 15. How does that sound?
Works for me.
G is open. I'll put down Justice League Adventures issue 9, a direct tie-in to the Bruce Timm series. Very fine near mint condition, $5 on G.
What condition is he? It's like fine, very fine.
Thank you, Dan. Is there an open slot or do I have to make one?
You have to make one.
All right.
I guess it's D, but we gotta show off that Silvestri cover once at least before we take it down.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Works for me. I mean, we had an offer on Creature Commandos. If they get back, we can talk about it. I'm going to replace it with the first issue of We Are Robin. Underground Robin Street Gang. A very easy to pitch concept. I understand how that got through the boardroom phase easily. Robin Street Gang is all you have to say.
I know, right? That's a Tom King book, I believe. Maybe.
It would make sense. They were pushing it really hard.
I'll have to double check that.
And when you want to do that, you put big names on it.
Would you do that giant size Fantastic Four on E for 18? You got a 25 for George.
Sure. That's fine.
House.
Well, now that E is unoccupied, a giant-sized Doc Savage. The first issue of Marvel Comics giant-sized Doc Savage, and specifically a mind-boggling movie issue. Very fine condition, $10. Was there a Doc Savage movie? Am I not aware of that? It wouldn't surprise me. I didn't know that there was an Alec Baldwin Shadow movie until just a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of stuff can easily just fly under the radar if you're not around when it's actually happening.
Yeah.
And the Alec Baldwin Shadow movie is not terrible. I will go on record.
Victor's seal of approval.
Worth the time. If you're interested in the Shadow, it works great as a double feature with the Phantom too. Yeah.
Picture a cane.
Yeah.
He just drove in, so we can reset whenever. If you want to finish, it'll take a minute or two, and then we can just change the setup a little bit. But
yeah, I was just gonna run a commercial, and we just
yeah
make the transition.
Well, that makes this the final book that we're putting up then.
Do not leave.
Yeah, don't leave. It's not over. Not by a long shot. We got special guests. We got signings. We got Q&As. We got special books that are going up. A whole bunch of things are yet to come. This is simply the last thing I'm doing. X-Men 197 to 199. Red Data, a 3-issue story arc. All of them can be yours for $10. I will replace the Moon Knight.
And to correct myself, We Are Robins is it's a Libra Mayho. Not only the cover, but he wrote it. And then, but I could have sworn, I think Tom King did some of the tie-ins, though. What was the omnibus that you put up earlier?
I haven't put up any, I've just talked about them. We have the Star Wars UK omnibus and the giant Kirby Bronze Age omnibus, which is actually a load-bearing book. So know that when I do this, I do it for you. And also, we're very much out of time, so I'm going to make this quick. We're not going to do the whole pitch. It is the DC Universe Bronze Age Jack Kirby omnibus. It is huge. It is beautiful. It is $75 because it got hit right there in transit, but otherwise it is completely readable and nice. But all right. We got commercials to run, setup to do, and special guests to welcome. Last call for anything you need to say. Now is unequivocally the time.
Yeah.
So how you feeling? You feeling good? Dan?
You feel good?
I feel good. It's transfer time. It's time to get rolling, setting things up for phase 2 of the Thursday night Ultimate Comics live show. And time for me to go incessantly check Durham Bull scores on my phone. So yeah, don't go away. Stay here.
I do have a question real quick, actually. Well, I got you still. Would you do, excuse me, geez, that Wolverine trade from earlier, would you do 7 for it?
The Wolverine trade from way earlier at 10. I mean, yeah, man, sure, you got it. No worries whatsoever.
All right. And yeah, let's run that commercial.
Let's run that commercial.
So, don't leave, guys. We will be right back.
Oh. Welcome to the Ultimate Comics Super Secret Warehouse. We have so many unprocessed boxes, literally thousands. What you just saw in the little shot was not even half of just unprocessed long boxes that we have not gone through yet. This is the stuff we use for our live show, so I thought it'd be really fun to give you guys a behind-the-scenes look and hopefully find gold. If not, it should still be pretty fun to see what's in this box. All right, let's see what's in this bad boy. Oh, heck yeah. This is the first print of Ultimate Spider-Man 1. This is the OG printing. You know, you got a couple ticks on the spine there, but still probably like a $50 book. Pretty nice. And that is pretty hot right now. Oh, snap. I am very surprised I censored myself. This is the first issue of Knights of the Old Republic. This is a super hot book right now. I am really happy about that. That is awesome. Okay, all right, back to the box. Okay.
Well, hello there. I'm Will, the official chaplain of Ultimate Comics, and you may be asking, why does Will shop at Ultimate Comics? I'm glad you asked. Well, it was a few years back when I was looking for a new comic store back in the before times, and I was looking for a new comic store. I needed a place where I was going to get my weekly comics and be able to have a place in a community where I process all these stories that mean so much to me. Stumbled upon Ultimate Comics, browsed around, left, a few weeks went by, came back, and guess what? Alan remembered my name. He said, "Hey Will, what are you looking for today?" And I thought, not only is this an awesome store to get my weekly comics, not only is this an awesome store where I can process these stories that mean so much to me, they also remembered my name. And that's the community I want to be a part of. Man, I love Ultimate Comics.
Hello, welcome back to the Ultimate Comics live show. I am your former host. It's been a minute. Welcome back to me, Sienna, and I am here with Matt Klein, writer, creator of the new series Crashing. Just came out from IDW yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Literally yesterday. And was generous enough to come by, do a quick Q&A, sign some books. It's $4. It's just cover price. Signature, you charge $20.
Well, for you, I'll charge 19.
Oh, well, there you go. Just 19. No, it's free with the book.
Totally free.
So, you can claim
I'll pay you $19. That's how we'll do it.
And if you
not legally binding.
If you want it personalized, we can edit them at the end after he signs them.
Absolutely. You have no idea some of the things I've signed in the past 24 hours.
Oh, good. So. Yes. So, if you want him to draw something on there for you, then just get descriptive as possible. When you're in the comics industry, you got to just be able to sketch.
Be as descriptive as possible so that I have less of a chance of satisfying you with your art needs, I promise.
Oh, listen, we sell blank sketch covers and they request the host to draw. I can't draw. And it's just like, I'm sorry, you get what it is. It's the Tom King method of.
Listen, I'm a lefty, but I swear I probably draw as terrible with my right hand.
Oh,
so
there you go.
We can make it work either way.
Let's just Crashing. How did it come to be? Like, what was your inspiration? Was this like pandemic? Is this a pandemic baby?
Absolutely, this is a pandemic.
That was my guess because I was like medical. It's got to be a pandemic.
So yeah, because you follow a doctor, right? Who is her name is Rose Osler, and she's dealing with this overwhelming crisis in the world. So where does that come from? What have we been dealing in the last couple of years, maybe?
Yeah.
So, but honestly, the germ of an inspiration really started with this in early 2021. Like a lot of the country was still at home, things weren't still open up, and I really got inspiration in seeing these testimonials from first responders, from doctors and nurses who were in those wards. And this was before there was really widespread vaccines, before there was really effective antivirals, and they were just talking about their trauma that they were going through every single day. And they would be talking about having panic attacks in their car outside of the hospitals and still finding a way to walk in on a 12-hour shift. Yeah. And just the sheer stuff they went through. And I thought, that is a hero. I want to see a book about them. I want to see somebody who is flawed, who is going through these traumas, who is being pushed to a breaking point by something so much greater, but is still willing to forge ahead to try and save lives.
It's really like you're capturing. That's why I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's always getting beat down and you just gotta do it. And that is totally the vibe I got from this. And honestly, my partner's dad was a nurse in Wilmington.
Sure.
And it felt very, very true when I was reading, like Rose just dealing with shit just coming on to her throughout the day. Did you do any research? Like, did you have friends who are first responders? Like, how did you capture that?
I had some friends of friends, who are first responders who were willing to talk to me. And again, a lot of it was looking into those testimonials and those accounts. And those are, they were giving blow by blows of literally going in and certain procedures they were doing and talking to patients and really just taking from firsthand accounts that I could find online. And then I would go through and it's actually the research is out there for anybody who wants it. There are lots of hospitals that actually post their ER policy and their sort of procedures that are all out there. So it was just like some deep dive research, excuse me, and looking at those first responder testimonials that really did it for me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also just like, if I was in an overwhelming situation, what would my interior monologue be? And that's sort of that. Then you just get into the character aspect versus the world of it, and realize that she is your lens. And so it's got to be about her voice first. And what is this world to her? So.
One of my favorite things about this is, I sell 1 million a day. Like,
yes, you do.
It's a different take on a superhero. It's a different side of the story. We're not dealing. It's a different point of view.
Yes.
Kind of like your Marvels or your
Astro
Gotham
City.
Central, your Astro City.
Gotham Central is a major influence.
That's what I was going to ask. Like that procedural aspect and
totally.
Giving someone else the spotlight, which is super cool.
And that's what made Mark Doyle actually want to do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we pitched it to IDW. So the idea is like
Editor King too. To work
I'm
with
telling
Mark
you,
Doyle.
right? Oh my God. I found out today he wants to meet me at New York Comic Con, and I'm like, fanboying the heck out.
So what's cool is like, yeah, it's about an everyday hero in a world where there are superpowers, right? And she saves people. That is her superpower. She just doesn't do it with a healing ray. She does it with a scalpel. She wears a coat instead of a cape. But to have the power over these extremely powerful people, what is that responsibility like? And that was something very cool. And to that end, like Gotham Central does that from the police point of view,
Right.
in a lot of ways. And I'm a massive Ed Brubaker, Greg
Who
Rucka
isn't?
fan. Like, I think that their pacing and their storytelling is just top notch, and they're major influences for me. And this is a bit of an homage and a love letter to that style of storytelling.
Especially, you kind of mentioned the like getting her like journal pages to kind of narrate the and keep the story that momentum kind of has like a noir feel.
Absolutely, and that is carried throughout the whole 5 issues, and then you see the button at the end of where those journal pages come from.
Oh,
so keep reading. Like it's what's been really great is there's been so much feedback about how much happens in this first issue.
Oh, it was dense. It's packed.
But it moves.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
for sure.
And I just keep telling people this is the calmest, easiest issue. Like, this is where everything goes as right as possible for this series, and just goes crazy. Oh yeah, you're not ready, folks. But you will be. But I remember hearing like Mark Doyle in his notes to us were like, I was pitching a Gotham Central for a hospital like Gotham General, and DC would not do it for years. And so it was like, so he was literally waiting for someone to come to him with this concept, and it was just the right time, right place.
That's awesome.
I'm so spoiled. No experience will ever be this like smooth and like all the stars
aligning.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You've worked in the comic industry for a while.
Every which way.
Everything,
every
right?
Which way. Yeah.
Retailer, sales rep at Valiant. You're a Penguin now.
I started in retail at Forbidden Planet in Manhattan. Was there for 5 years on the floor, hand selling. So like I have such an appreciation for what you at Ultimate do on the day in, day out basis. And then I got a job at Valiant Entertainment in sales. I did not ask for it. A coworker of mine was offered the job. And the coworker said, not me, but there's another Matt at the store you should talk to, because he wanted to keep writing comics, and that was Matthew Rosenberg.
Matt Rosenberg.
So he made the right call. And Rosie, you are my origin story, and I thank you and love you. And your support for this book has been tremendous.
I've seen him tweet it.
Which is not easy to do because he's a very busy man. So then, I was with Valiant for roughly about 6 years. I even did a little retail still for a couple years while I was there. Worked my way up to sales and marketing. So I've done both sides of that. I've visited over 250 comic shops in the US, Canada, the UK.
My number to shame. I thought I had a good number.
My very first comic convention ever was NC Comic-Con in 2014. So this is my home from home. This is why I will drive hours on hours to be here for this show. And would do it gladly tomorrow. And then, 2021 in like February, I kind of started to get the itch to see what else was out there. And Penguin Random House had an opening on their comic sales team. And I thought, all right, this will be a great way to like remember how to make a cover letter and a resume, like, because I hadn't done it in a lot of years. And then like, but it was a pie in the sky. Like, they're Penguin Random House. They're the biggest distributor in the world. And then suddenly I had 3 interviews in 2 weeks, and I got offered a job. And then 3 days later, they made an announcement that Marvel was going to be exclusively distributed, and they would be distributing single issues for the first time in history.
Yeah, I bet you've had fun building that from the ground up.
Huh? I have, because it's all my skill set. Yeah. Like for the first 6 months, I called 30 stores a day to get people to sign up for an account, literally 30 a day. And you know what that's like to try and make that many phone calls to retailers.
Yeah, that is. And half of them are like, it's Wednesday. You know?
Believe it or not, when you're Penguin Random House and you announce Marvel's coming on board exclusively, they will take your call.
They call you.
It was the easiest time I've ever had getting managers on the phone, no matter if there was a one-man band or they had a staff of 20. And then I've been there, and that's my day job. I sell comics to comic book stores. I make sure everybody knows, like, you've experienced. Dan is on my monthly calls, just like everything to know what's selling, what the market strategy is. So retailer, publisher, distributor, I've worked conventions. I've tabled for people at conventions. I've built booths. I've broken down booths. I've just broken booths. But it's such an honor, it's such a privilege, and it's such an amazing community. And now to explore it as a creator, it's a whole different side.
Well, my favorite thing, I've interviewed Robin Diddy, and he used to work as a bookseller, and he kind of talked about how that experience kind of changed the way he wrote. And he was like, he had ideas for cover design because he saw what moved in the bookstore.
Absolutely.
Has that changed how you wrote this book?
Massively. Well, I mean, it's one of those things. You've worked in the store. You look at the wall. So what cover is going to stand out?
White. I love it.
The white background stands out, right? It pops in a wall that's blurring with color. The white stands out. So yeah, from everything from what we want to do with covers, but also what do we complain about every week about comics and episodic storytelling? So I made sure you got a last page that is going to knock your socks off and make you come back for next month.
Get the hook, yeah.
Get the hook. You have 2 page turns to get the reader in there. So being familiar with talking to readers of all different ilk, ages, demographics for years, but also retailers, and hearing what they're seeing that they like and what they don't like in terms of the storytelling, but also most importantly, what's working and what's not working in terms of sales. So absolutely, I get to take all that knowledge and really go, okay, now I have no excuse.
I've got to do this right.
I know how to do it right. I know what people are saying are working. And guess what? It's just the tenets of good storytelling.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. There's no magic formula. The formula was made thousands of years ago. And now if we do it right, it will sell. But yeah, all that experience has gone into how we've crafted this.
And you've you're a writer. You've written. I've seen you write. You've written podcasts, storytelling podcasts. I've seen you write pro short stories, plays, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started creative writing when I was 13. Knew that was my passion. Wanted to do it. Went to college. Got what I thought was a useless degree in it. As most kids do. And what I actually fell into is I fell into theater. Live performance, just my plays were getting picked up and there was just more traction there than prose at that point. And I started my first theater company when I was 21 because the college told me I couldn't use a classroom for a reading for a workshop. So I sold my car that was still at home in Philly. I was going to school in New York, sold it for $5,000. I used that to start a nonprofit theater company. I never had to fundraise again for the next 5 years. And I just spent the next 5 years putting up shows all over New York. And from there, I got into grad school while doing all that and got my master's in theater at Sarah Lawrence University in upstate. And I was commuting 95 minutes each way, 6 days a week for 2 years. Well, I love her, and I didn't want to I was in a great new relationship. Hi, honey. Hi, Lauren. If you're watching, you're not, but I'll make you watch. Yeah, so I kept that relationship. I kept the theater company going. And then we were doing things. I was getting stuff in Toronto, in Florida, directing stuff in San Francisco. And then when the pandemic hit, so much for live performance. That's it. There was no more theater for 2 years, basically. So we switched over to doing audio dramas, which was great. So we did one, and it's still live now for anybody who wants it. It's called April's the Cruelest Month. They're alternate history stories for major events that happen in the month of April. Newsflash, there's a million of them. But during that time, when I was in this transitional period as a writer of all right, what's the format? What do I really want to do? And I finally was just like, idiot, you have a career in comics. You have a degree in creative writing. You've written screenplays and music videos and audio plays. There's no reason you can't figure out the formatting. I know some of the best editors in the industry, one of which is one of my best friends who I work with on this book, Heather Antos.
Yeah.
And she was a great kick in the ass several points where I was finally like, Heather, I'm ready to write a pitch. And she was like, finally. So I was like, all right, here we go. And just decided to pivot into this and just having great relationships with places like Ultimate to just was like, why am I resisting to where my entire life has been taking me?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So there we go.
How do you like the medium compared to what you're, compared to screenplays and
Honestly,
plays? How does this compare?
I love this process because it is very much like theater because it is so collaborative. In theater, you have the words, but then you have lighting designers, you have the actors, you have the director, you have sound design, and everybody works with a different vocabulary and everybody is essential to a great production. Same thing with comics. except you can do it a lot faster. Excuse me.
You've got Fiji. Where's your Fiji?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, last week I had an upper respiratory virus and couldn't talk for 4 days.
Oh God.
I literally got my voice back yesterday.
Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry if I'm making you
No,
lose it.
you're fine. So I apologize. It's not anything serious now. I'm just still recovering. But so I love the collaboration of this. Everything from Morgan, who brilliantly took these words and built an entire world, and then Triona Farrell with their colors on there adds such an incredible emotional through line through every panel and every bit of plot. You feel that emotional story. And then Hassan Asmani Al does such letterers are so underrated and undervalued by the general public. But his words, his ballooning, those
especially for this, it feels it's so
journal
personal.
pages,
It has to be so personal.
He adds that extra verve of storytelling and acting, because you don't know what the tone of voice is without the word balloons. You don't know if they're shouting, you don't know if they're whispering, you don't know if they're angry, you don't know if they're tight-lipped. That's really what the word balloons can do. And in this, which is a very character-driven, emotional story above all else, it adds so much. And they've just been, it's been like a dream. It's a well-oiled machine between all of us.
How did you assemble the Avengers? Like, did you know you wanted to do this pitch with Morgan?
No.
Okay.
So I reached out to a couple friends for recommendations of artists when I was, Heather and I were working on the pitch document, and it was time to really look at getting an artist involved to create. We wanted to do about 8 to 9 pages for the pitch packet. And I went to the Manic Pixie Dream Boy that is Ryan Cady. For those who are unfamiliar, Ryan is a wonderful writer and an even better human being, and that's saying something. And he recommended Morgan. They have a tremendous webtoon series called Wolfsbane, which if you love like gothic werewolf horror, go and read it on Webtoons. So Ryan put me in touch with Morgan, and Morgan just immediately read the pitch and understood it. And what I love about Morgan, and we talked about this, her and I, the other day, was Morgan at first was like, I'm not a superhero artist. Why are you coming to me with a book with superheroes? And it's like, no, but that's exactly why we wanted her. Like, Morgan's all about emotions and the acting and the character journey. And it's a world with superheroes, but it's not a story about superheroes. Yeah. It's a story about an addict who heals superheroes and supervillains. And that's really where she came in. So Morgan jumped on board. We ended up doing some great 8-9 pages with it. I went to Haas, who I knew through Valiant. He came right on board. That man does 30 books a month. I don't know how. We actually had a different colorist for the pitch. His name was Jeremy Lawson. Jeremy, unfortunately, couldn't commit to the project. So Heather knew Triona from Valiant, working on Exo Manowar with her. And Tree is, an all-star colorist out there. And so that's sort of how we all came together.
I feel like the addiction aspect, how did that come to be if your initial pitch is kind of thinking, pandemic, wanting to put the spotlight on, the unsung heroes? Yeah. When did was that always part of the story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, from the very beginning, I knew she was an addict.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Rose is, and the thing we think of, I think a lot of times with healthcare providers, with doctors, there's a certain deification, maybe is a little bit, but there's a certain level of we look up to them to be more than human.
Yeah.
We look, because we need them to heal us, and so like we want them to be better in many ways. And what's so important is remembering that people who heal need to be healed as well. They also have wounds.
Yeah.
Addiction was something that's always been on my mind. My mother is an addictions counselor and has been for decades, 40 years at it. So addiction's always been part of my life in some way, shape, or form. I certainly have addictive tendencies, which I've managed to channel into collecting comics.
Same. We all, if you collect comics, we all do.
We have an addiction.
Yeah.
Of a different kind, that completism in there, and the satisfying of sometimes it's not even reading the book, it's just finishing the run, right? So addiction was always front and center, and quite frankly, in looking at the world, the addiction epidemic that's gone on, there were 108,000 deaths in a 12-month period between the end of 2020 and through 2021. It's the most on record since they've been keeping it. 108,000 people died of overdoses. It is in every single community out there, and that is an issue that I don't see being addressed in comics, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It's a side thing of a character or something. It gets resolved relatively quickly and mostly off panel.
Right.
So the idea of being able to have a character who is addicted to healing everyone else but herself,
Yeah.
I thought was really fascinating and really an important and cool story to tell.
I completely agree. Yeah. I mean, you have like, the PSA comics, the Speedy,
Right,
but
yeah.
it's not really, I mean, great for the time.
Absolutely. When no one was talking about
Sure.
it, the fact you talked about it all, the Harry Osborn, in ASM
Right.
98 through 100, that was it Nixon actually asked Stan Lee to include.
Broke the code.
Broke the code, exactly. So it was at the president's orders. So yeah, but again, those stories are really few and far between for something that is so prevalent in our life and society.
Especially everyone knows someone, or at least it might not be your best friend, might not be your parent, but someone. It's touched everyone's lives. So definitely a prevalent something to talk about in comics. I gotta ask.
Yeah.
If you're an X-Men fan as well, there's that layer in it. I know the pitch is like Nurse Jackie meets the boys, but I'm thinking, as an X-Men fan, I got a lot of X-Men vibes, especially with how different people feel about.
Was there a particular run?
I mean, just the God. I mean, I'm going God Loves Man Kills is my favorite X-Men of all time. If we're talking about people hating people with powers,
I
that's the classic.
I can get behind that, Sienna, to be quite
You're
frank.
like, I'll be compared to the best X-Men story of all time.
Let's say yes then. Absolutely.
Was that an inspiration at all for you? I don't know. Or some more different superheroes for you?
I feel it's one of those things. It wasn't. I've always liked X-Men stories, but I was more of a DC kid.
Sure.
But so the X-Men, I wouldn't say was like a primary influence in there, but certainly stories like God Loves Man Kills is definitely influenced in there. Astro City, I think, was a massive inspiration in there. Showing the archetype, playing with the archetype of superheroes, and showing them in a different sort of grounded way. But yeah, so that was really, I think, probably the biggest ones. But yeah, let's go with God Loves Man Kills. Sure.
Well, if you need a pull quote on the back of the trade,
Done.
I'm happy to put that on there.
There it is.
Usually my first question, I did all these out of order, is, we talked about
I didn't know
your time in the industry.
Yeah.
But what got you into comics as a fan?
I tried to get a date with a girl in my dorm.
Oh my God, similar backstory here is, so did it work?
No, it did not.
She was really into comics?
So what it was is like growing up, I did not read comics.
Yeah.
My uncle Michael got me my very first comic. It was Death of Superman. It was Superman 75.
He was like, save this.
Yep, exactly it. It was just like, read it, save it, don't touch it, he's a much better financial planner now. But so yeah, just comics. I was intimidated. I just never got into it. And I was a super shy kid. So going into a comic book shop was really scary for me. I was scared of anything new, and I really just kept to myself. And so in college, there's a really cute girl down the hall. Her name was Samantha Sharon. Absolutely stunning, so sweet. Was reading 52 weekly.
Oh.
And so I started getting into comics at Forbidden Planet, was where I bought my very first major graphic novels and stuff. I'd been in Fat Jacks in Philly when I was a kid a little bit.
Yeah.
My dad tried to get me into it. But that's really where I started the journey. Didn't get a date, but got a hell of a career.
There you go. Same thing happened. My dad collected, so I read a little bit as a kid, but I didn't get into it as on my own until junior high, when there was a girl who I was friends with who loved comics, and I was like, for some reason, I want to have something to talk to her about.
There you go.
Started renting trades from the library.
There it is.
But look, we're here in comics. We didn't get the date, but here we are.
I'm very happy with my relationship.
Well,
honey, I love you. It's our anniversary next week. So
oh, goodness.
14 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. We both would have lost that bet. I was the rebound, but that's a story for off camera.
I mean, I feel like we talked a lot about this in just different ways. you know, we kind of talked about your creative influences. Do you have any that are outside of comics? I was interested in that. Are there any? Like,
Yeah, I mean that first scene is ripped right out of like the ER pilot in many ways.
I was
Like,
gonna ask about your favorite medical procedurals too. Like not just Nurse Jackie. Did you binge Grey's?
oh my god, I've only seen probably like the first 12 seasons of Grey's, but yes, I binged all those. But I got really into ER when it came onto Hulu because I missed most of it when it was live, and just the storytelling is amazing. Like it is an action movie every single episode. But
I have no familiarity with ER
oh my
aside
God,
from the idea that George Clooney was Mr. Handsome in that.
Watch
right?
those first 4 seasons.
Okay.
They are riveting storytelling. They are so character driven, but you don't know what any of the medical jargon means. It does not matter. You can follow every single thing they're doing and why they're doing it and who this ensemble of characters are. And so like that opening scene is ripped out of an ER episode, basically. It's just like they start with a major case, something has gone wrong, the patient's being wheeled in, someone jumps on top of the gurney to give them like chest palpitations. It's like, yeah, there it is, let's do this. So that's really where the opening of the book comes almost straight out of ER.
Do you have any? We always get this question from people who watch whenever we have a creator on, and usually there's someone. If you're a fan of comics, some percentage wants to write a comic, wants to create a comic, wants to do something.
Absolutely.
Do you have any advice for aspiring creators aside from?
Yes.
Yeah, well, go for it.
Sure. Because I get this question all the time, whether I was at Valiant or in retail or now at Penguin Random House. If you're a writer, I ask, what are you writing? If you're an artist, I ask, what have you made? The number one secret to getting a job in comics and making comics is to just make comics.
Yeah.
You're not going to make money at it, and you have to accept that. You are going to invest more time at the front than you're going to make money. No one gets rich. And the best advice I give to people is failure is your path to success. You will not succeed until you fail first. You do not hit it out of the park on your first try. If you are a writer, your first draft is supposed to be an absolute pile of garbage. If it is good, you've done it wrong. Every single script of Crashing for all 5 issues, I think, reached at least 5 drafts of the scripts.
Wow.
That's fine. When I would write plays, I would get up to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sometimes, because that's how you get better. Your first draft is just word vomit. It is also the purest form of your story. It is the most you actually have singular ownership of it. So people get very precious with it, and then you got to let it go, because then you've got to show it to other people and allow them to take some ownership of it. And every single draft, don't feel like you have to hit every single note in that draft. Sometimes you'll be able to tackle half of it, get feedback, you'll deal with the rest in draft 3. Never put the pressure on the next draft to be the final draft. That's the other advice I give writers. Always look at it as a continuing process. Because if you take that pressure that the next draft has to be the draft, then, okay, you can actually unparalyze yourself and get to work.
Right.
And accept that it's not going to be perfect, and it never will be. So I just tell people, fail big, take big swings, fail miserably in draft 3, because maybe you go back to draft 2. It's still right there. It's waiting for you. It will be there if you need it. So you don't have to worry if the next draft is awful or you completely bungle, because you have something that you can always go back to and build off of. So fail spectacularly. You will learn so much from your failures of what to do next time, or if you're not in that situation, how to stay away from a situation. But you got to go through it, and there's no 2 ways around that. So keep grinding, keep making, fail, and you will succeed.
I gotta say, I feel like that's the best answer to that question I've ever gotten. So thank you for that. That was very thorough, and I feel like very helpful advice.
I hope so. And I've learned all this by failing miserably for a very long time.
Do you have, I mean, I don't want to move past Crashing immediately already,
No,
but like, do you have do you have more pitches? Or are you like, you're like, all right, I got Crashing done. I've got 3 in the pipe.
What, did Heather Antos call you? What?
Oh.
No, she's on me for my next pitches. I've got 3 ideas I'm thinking about right now. One is it's a murder mystery that's set over the course of 1,000 years. You follow an immortal who, it seems like at every chance to be happy, someone is murdered, and it's the same MO. So he's basically following a serial killer for 1,000 years. What is his tie to that killer? What comes out? That's the question. Another idea that I've got kicking around is basically Inglorious Bastards meets Kingsman. That's the one I'm most excited about. We'll
Hell
see how
yeah,
that-
we were just talking about Inglorious Bastards before you came on.
There you go. My dream vision. We'll see if it happens. Excuse me, on the page. But is like there's a worldwide collective attack on yeshivas and synagogues all over the globe, and it activates this basically like cell of revenge takers that are handed down hereditarily within certain Jewish sects, and they have to come together and figure out who's causing this attack. I love it because there's a lot of world building that can be done. You can do it through different generations, but also different cultures. You can translate that to different minorities and different persecuted groups, which I think would be very cool.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another pitch. And then I have one that I'm working on, which is about basically an agency that notifies you when you have 24 hours to live and monitors your last 24 hours. And sort of the watchers who are watching you. And like, if you try and go off script, what happens to you? And then you find out a lot of cool things. So it's got a very like adjustment bureau-y type of feel. So those are the 3 ideas I'm working on right now to get to Heather before she murders
She murders you.
She's already threatened.
That's the editor's job, is to get you by deadline.
Well, and the thing about it is the thing holding me back is just fear of success. Like, this was such an amazing process, and I've had such an amazing time with it, and I put so much energy into it. But quite frankly, as a writer, I'm screwing up right now because I've not gotten to work on those next pitches so that by the time this came out, we could already be well in work. So I'm already risking right now not being able to get on a schedule if it's accepted until like late 2024, which is too long for a writer to go in between projects to be super effective. So, and that's me. That's my own crap. That I've done that. That's my fear that's kept me back from progressing. And it's something I'll learn from and take with me moving forward. That's how I have failed, and will use that to succeed.
I'll cut up the video and get you your motivational
There you
speech,
go.
and you
That's
can
it.
listen to yourself.
Absolutely. Just put
give you
it-
the kick in the butt.
Put it on my podcast reel. There we go.
Well, I'm very excited to buy all 3 of those future pitches in addition to Crashing. And we have Crashing #1. You can also subscribe through the live show, or if you're local, we've got Team Ultimate Comics Team Raleigh here. And I know Dan has a ton of Crashing ready to get signed. So if you are really excited by this Q&A, you can pick up a signed copy at the Raleigh store tomorrow after we chain Matt to the
I'm
chair and put a Sharpie in his hand and just say, go. Did I have any other questions?
We just had one come in from Michelle Southers.
Hi, Michelle.
Says, I really appreciate the advice on writing and rewriting drafts. Have you ever struggled with writer's block, and is there a cure?
Yes, there is absolutely a cure. And yes, I've struggled tremendously. The cure to writer's block is to type on the page. That is it. And what I have done is sometimes I start out by typing what a piece of crap I think I am for having writer's block and how nothing will come to me. I have literally done this, and it has worked. Because the thing about it is, you can start from anywhere. You don't have to start with an idea. You could start with a line of dialogue. Another trick I use for writing blocks is I go back to basic writing exercises. Literally, 2 people are in a room. They both want a glass of water. Go. Write the dialogue. Because I come from playwriting, I tend to start with dialogue more than even situations or a story idea. And as soon as I can get a character talking, I can get to know them, and then I can figure out what world they're in. I've done that before. Or you can start with a place and just literally start describing the room you're in. Sometimes the act of typing and getting into a rhythm of writing, regardless of what you're writing, can help cure writer's block there. Writer's block is this innate paralysis. So you just got to get yourself into a situation where you're moving. It's got to be mechanical at a certain point, and that can get you to where you need to be. It's not always easy. It's sometimes very messy, but truly, if you take a deep breath and just start typing using those basic sort of prompts, a character conflict, describing a space, writing an internal monologue, you will stumble across something that will give you a better idea. And it's okay if you only write a paragraph that day. Don't put it on yourself that you have to write 5, 10, 20 pages every day. only Stephen King and Elmore Leonard could do that.
And that's a lot of cocaine.
It's a lot of cocaine. And that's we're in times of inflation, so God knows what it is now. So, but it's okay that some of the writing process is you thinking through ideas and writing down nonsense for an hour or 2 hours, and then you have to take a break. You may not get more than a couple words. You may not get more than a scene. You may not get more than a page. And to say to yourself, okay, that's what I could do today. I accept that. Tomorrow, I now have something I can build off of, and you will be more productive the next day, and allow that to happen.
And I realized we were joking about a question that I said I was going to ask. Rose in here is, running on a lot of coffee.
Yes.
I mean, God, imagining 12-hour shift nonstop, you got to have a lot of coffee. So I wanted to know your number of coffees that you require to be a comic book writer and be the superstar at Penguin Random House.
I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
What?
Never have. I've tried it. My mom got me to try it once when I was like 7 or 8. I hated it. I tried it again when I was like 11 or 12. I hated it. I've never drank it since.
Wow. Are you a Red Bull guy or just no caffeine? You're high on life.
Well, I'm high off anxiety, but
I get that.
Honestly, but it's one of those things. Looking at Rose, she's an addict, and one of the things with addicts is, and you see this a lot when they go through recovery, is that they become addicted to sugar. The sugar that you get in the alcohol, they need a resource. So you see recovering alcoholics, especially, will start putting on weight when they stop drinking, because they start eating a lot more because they need to consume a lot more calories and sugar. So they can end up having a little bit of a sugar dependency and a sugar addiction. Some go for coffee. So that's why there's a cliche every show you see that has an AA meeting, there's always donuts and coffee.
Donuts and coffee.
Because those are sort of the drugs that they use to wean themselves off of other addictions. And so the coffee is very, very indicative of that, of somebody who has gone through that process, and it's sort of stuck with her. So coffee is her latest addiction. That's really one of the things she does to get through the day and give her that sense of alert and awareness. And also it's a way for me to make fun of Heather, because Heather is a coffee addict.
What's her cup number, or is it
I can't even begin to fathom. It varies day to day, but I've seen her on 0 cup of coffees. I've seen her on 4 cup of coffees. And trust me, on 6, I can't imagine what she could pull. But yeah, so
the warehouse here, we joke, we run off of Bang energy drinks.
There you go.
Which even I've tried to wean myself off because I start feeling my heart go.
I worked with a guy at Forbidden Planet. Won't name names. I'm sorry if I'm taking us too long.
No.
I worked with a guy who hated water. He was like a water phobia, so he just drank Monster, and he would have about a dozen a day. And he had so many health issues, and we were so worried. We were so worried that he would just like tumble over the stairs.
I'm gonna say something really weird, but I want to see that man's pee.
I'm
just
sure.
want to see what color it is.
I'll bet it's neon. It's some form of neon. Sweet guy, he really was. But we were all just like panicked because he literally hated water, could not stand the taste of it, would not drink it. And all he drank was Monster energy drink all day long. It was terrifying.
I'm not that bad. See, I won't put Monster in my body. I just won't drink anything.
There you go. You'll deprive yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Are you Jewish? Because that's a very...
Michelle says, excellent. Thank you very much. And then I got Ben Davis asking what comics you're reading at the moment.
Ooh.
Ben Davis, always a great question. I wish. So what am I reading right now? Bloodstained Teeth, Slumber, that just finished up.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
All the One Bad Day one shots. I just got the what was it, Two-Face this week?
Two-Face, yeah.
So pick that up this week. Keeping up with the main Batman and detective books. I think Zdarsky and Ramvi are two of the best writers out there.
Yes.
We agree on this on the show.
I adore Ramvi. Apparently I had a really good interaction with him once that he reminded me of, and I was just like,
He's always so daunting when I see him at Comics Pro because he's got the accent. He's like
best
6
hair,
foot.
the best hair in comics.
Hair.
That flow,
I can't talk to him.
God, what a romance! What a romance figure. And quite frankly, his Swamp Thing cohort, Mike Perkins, is one of my favorite guys. At NC Comic Con, I got totally drunk with him, like at my first con, and we became buddies ever since. And I adore him. I go a year without talking to him, but he's just the sweetest man. And so supportive. So back to what I'm reading. Anytime there's a new Brubaker and Phillips Reckless book, I can't wait for the next one. I'll be picking that up for sure. Silver Coin, the Michael Walsh series, we is rotating.
Horror anthology, so good.
Phenomenal. I love Walsh. Walsh is one of my favorite people in the industry, bar none. Trying to think who
Dan's
else.
right in the room, Matt.
I said one of.
Okay.
One of. Dan knows. Dan knows. And Charlie.
And Charlie.
And Charlie. Let's be very clear. Charlie and I may be texting about AEW 5 times a week. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff I'm keeping up with at the moment. There are others I'm sure I'm forgetting. Human Target whenever it comes out.
Oh my god. Greg Smallwood is just like, I'm just like, can you draw everything?
All the time. Please. Can you draw my life, Greg?
Yeah.
Can you please draw my life? It'll look a lot cooler when you do it. So yeah, Human Target, absolutely all about it.
You
What
really
else?
are showing your bias. You're DC fan over here.
So
are very similar.
well, no, I'm keeping up with ASM. I'm keeping up with New Mutants because I'm Vida Ayala was another person like
I was gonna say you have like a real like murderers row
from Forbidden Planet.
of you guys all working together.
Yeah,
right?
no, at the exact same time, it was me, Tyler Boss, Matt Rosenberg, Vida Ayala, and Danny Lore were all there. I don't know why Forbidden Planet does not have an alumni section on their website.
Absolutely. You guys need like a X-Men yearbook like on the
Yep.
wall that you guys can
It was an incredible we did not realize who we all were. And we are all unbelievably supportive of each other's endeavors. And they have all been so kind and so complimentary to Crashing, and their support has meant the absolute world because I would not be here without their examples for sure. So,
all right.
Any other questions?
That's what I've got so far.
Peanut Gallery, Dan, Charlie, any questions?
Favorite wrestler?
Favorite wrestler?
I was joking about how I you and Charlie came up earlier before you got here, and I was like, I don't have any. I said CM Punk because he wrote a comic book.
Ooh.
He seems like a nice guy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Very timely.
Oh no.
Very timely. You've not seen the media scrum.
Oh no.
Oh no, that man had a mental breakdown on a media scrum and eviscerated his CEO, who's paying him millions of dollars a year, for 23 minutes.
I mean,
who was
that
sitting,
rules.
Who was
I picked
sitting
it
right
right.
next to him. Oh my! And then got into a fist fight afterwards with his executive vice presidents, who are also wrestlers
The
in the
man
company.
who wrote Drax?
I think he plotted Drax.
Okay, all right.
I don't think. Let's be very
know.
clear. He had a co-writer.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if that was like Robbie Thompson, because I think Robbie wrote something with him. But favorite wrestler right now, I mean, it's hard not to say Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens just like turns everything to gold. I've been to several WWE and NXT shows over the years, and like Roman Reigns gets a reaction like nobody. He the one. I acknowledge my tribal chief.
I know nothing,
yeah.
so I was just judging by Charles's nods in the background of
Oh, God.
reception to that.
If you want a media horror and fun story, I did a podcast for Graphic Policy like a week ago. It was right after the CM Punk meltdown, and the two guys on there are wrestling nerds, and like we didn't even talk about Crashing. I was on there for an hour. At the 30-minute mark, I was like, "Do you want me to talk about the book?" Because we were just so deep dive into the world of pro wrestling. They were like, "Oh my God, you have to come back on so we can actually talk about the issue because it's really good." And I was like, "Can I just plug the signing tour real quick?" And then we got back for another half hour on pro wrestling. So you've been a very professional interview.
Oh, thank you.
And I
yes.
appreciate
it is
for actually talking about the book.
It is the
Love you, Joe and Alex. I'll be back on. Don't get me wrong.
It's the hardest thing for me to schmooze because everyone in comics like wrestling, and it's like my one sports weakness. Like I can talk baseball.
I worked on a
basketball.
wrestwe pitch.
Really?
Oh yeah. Simultaneously with Crashing, the other active pitch I was working on with Heather and a co-creator was on we were calling it the 3 count, and it was a pro wrestling comic pitch.
There's so many good wrestling comics. Aubrey Sitterson's wrestling book.
So many, but a lot of publishers don't want to touch it right now. The WWE comics did okay for Boom.
Yeah.
Like they weren't huge, but there is such a crossover. I feel like
Men in Tights.
There's gotta be a market out there for good pro wrestling comics. I think we should still make that
If
happen.
anyone can figure out how to market it, it's you and Stu Schreck over at Dunkin'.
Oh my God. Stu and I, here's a funny pro wrestling story, folks. So I went to a WWE show, I think it was Survivor Series last year at Madison Square Garden. Stu and I had not seen each other since pre-pandemic, and literally we're staring across the entryway together. Like, I'm fifth row, and that son of a gun, who's the most lovable man in comics. Sorry, Dan.
It's almost Shrektober.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was, oh god, it's Shrektober. But yeah, and he's sitting front row, and we just like lock eyes and start waving and trying to get through 10,000 people. And then all of a sudden the show started. We were like, gotta go, bye, and got back to our seats because Becky Lynch was coming out, who's also maybe my favorite wrestler.
I know Becky.
The man's pretty epic. I think actually not KO. I think it's got to be big time Bex, but
it's valid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
out and for signing a bunch of comics as soon as we sign off. And
I promise to ruin them with my handwriting. Go
thanks
for it.
everyone for tuning in. This is it was a fun way to end the Thursday night show. So thanks for hanging out with us. And yeah, pick up Crashing, available at every single one of the Ultimate Comics locations. So no excuses. And if you're not local, you can order it through the live show. I have some copies here that if you want to, that I'm assuming some people already picked up some via Dan. So awesome. Have a ultimate night. Bye-bye.